This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hi.
Broadcasting live, Tuesday, March 11th, 2014.
D-do, as they say.
Yeah. Got yelled at yesterday.
What happened?
I ain't dealing with that shit. I'll tell you right the fuck now.
Oh, don't say it on the air.
Oh, yeah. Can't. Not allowed to talk about it on the air.
Don Wicklund is screaming in my face. And now mentioning this will be another issue, but, you know.
I can't picture that.
I believe it or not.
I've never seen Dandy Don Wicklund
I don't do yelling anymore. I mean, people like to bring it up and stuff, but it's been a very long time now. And he's yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
Was he? Yeah. In front of everybody, too. I'm like, really?
Like how? Do an impression.
Oh, hell no.
Come on, I want to hear it.
Hell no.
No?
They let Eastside Dave go, and there's like some controversy. Why? So I tweeted over the weekend the reason why, which was told to me because, you know, all hell's breaking loose on Twitter, and I'm getting all sorts of shit over the Eastside Dave firing.
Yeah.
So I go, hey, this is what I know. Period. No, we don't control our own channel, you idiots. We haven't controlled this channel since Eric Logan. Isn't that pretty obvious to everybody at this point?
I would think.
Why don't you guys save him? It's your channel.
You know, if you really fucking... shut up.
You know.
Yeah.
And then Don's trying to tell me that I agreed that it was a budgetary cut. I'm like, it's not. I didn't agree to that. They were only paying him $150, whatever it was, a week.
Yeah.
I would never agree to that.
Didn't agree to it?
I didn't agree to anything. I wanted him back. I fought to get him back.
I'll be honest, and then I didn't even know about it until it was already over. No one discussed anything with me.
I had zero. You know how I found out about it? On Twitter.
Idea. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we already know I have zero say, but I still.
Yeah.
I fought to bring him back so that, you know.
Love Dave.
And then it was told to me, well, we brought him back because you wanted him back. I'm like, yeah, to fire him? That's stupid.
That's
Why?
good, thanks.
At that point, you might as well not have brought him back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about it after it was all done.
But the point,
all said and done.
We had a really good radio show yesterday, and I'm so done with the feeling like shit after every other radio show.
Yeah.
Because all this weird, stupid, tiny drama crap that happens around here.
Save the drama for your mama, I say.
We had a really good show yesterday, and I'm walking down the hall, and I'm getting screamed at. I'm like, get out of here.
What happened?
That ain't happening.
No.
I don't do screaming.
Yeah, I hear about that.
I realize finally how stupid screaming is, so I'm not going to do screaming.
Yeah.
So, whatever, man. They got rid of Dave. They obviously didn't like his show. The writing's on the wall. So Eastside Dave can stop tweeting and everything. The fact is, he obviously didn't like your show.
Yeah.
And we don't have control over that. No, we don't.
None.
Holy fuck. Leave me out of it. But, you know, if I'm getting shit, I'm going to at least get one tweet out there to tell you exactly what I was told. Exactly, by the way.
Yeah.
And if you're a hater and you want to spin it, whatever. I understand that.
There's no haters on Twitter, right?
You could tell the God's honest truth to somebody that doesn't like you, and they'll still spin it. That's what they do. Everyone knows that. But at least I said what I had to with one simple tweet. That was the facts, and that's it. You know, Dave was with us in the channel for over 8 years. But to have Don Wicklund yelling and screaming at me, get the fuck out of here.
I'd like to hear that.
That is not happening.
I'd like to hear that one.
Who are you? Stop.
Donnie Wicklund.
And then some weird guilt trip. I quit my job to work with you again. All right. Congratulations. What do you want me to say about that?
He said that?
Yes.
Man.
Yes. And now this will be an issue because we brought it up in the air.
Certainly will.
I don't care,
Sam Roberts gets in trouble about it. What
How are we not supposed to talk about things on the air? It's our job to talk about things on the air. All of it. Hey, guys, don't mention this on the air. Really? Did you say that for other people that you worked with?
And that.
On.
Yeah, but to do really good radio shows and then walk out of here feeling like shit over some silly, stupid drama crap.
Yeah. I say save the drama. What?
Wrong. And, you know, they all have Twitter accounts. Then explain yourself on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you go look at my mentions? I get attacked for all this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So if you're supposedly taking care of us in the channel, maybe you should go take a peek every once in a while and see how brutal it was, and then maybe you could explain yourself exactly, you know, what went down with Eastside Dave.
Explain it to them.
The facts are easy. I like Eastside Dave. He's been with us a long fucking time. I would have never agreed to getting rid of him over $150 a show.
150 bucks.
Yeah.
$150 a show, is that?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. We have supposedly we have no budget. So why are these guys even working for us then? They can't get anything done.
Oh boy.
Seriously. If we don't have a budget, then what's your job?
I say we bring back Steve Blatter. No? What? What happened?
He's a nice guy.
He's a great guy, yeah.
He's a cool guy. It's fine.
And I'll say this, you know, the channel has absolutely made improvements since Tim Sabian came aboard. Absolutely. The show sounds better. I don't know, maybe remotivated us in some weird way. Who knows? But, fuck, enough with the stupid drama.
I say save the right, Anthony. Shut up.
And he goes, I want to talk to you. And we were walking out together. So I'm like, what? What? If you have something to say it to both of us. And then he waited till you were out of earshot, and then he lost his mind.
I saw that.
Well,
like, I was walking in front of you guys, yes. And
Did you
the
hear
Diarrhea song was playing. We were singing it, but then we were in the hallway, and you didn't want to be like to sing the Diarrhea song.
Right.
And then...
But you did hear me go, what do you want?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And then I was through the glass doors into the elevators.
Right. So...
You didn't stop to help out?
It happened.
And you didn't stop to help out?
I didn't know anything was happening to help. I kept continuing on my journey to my vehicle.
Right.
Wow.
So...
He separated the herd.
Yeah, he did.
He did pull that lion move.
So that's all the facts, period. So
yeah.
If you want to keep tweeting and all that, I'm telling you the God's honest truth.
How do you not start cracking up when Don Wicklund yells?
I was like, what are you
Were you
really?
just laughing? I would be like, come on, Don, stop. What are you doing? This is hilarious.
That ain't going to fly.
No, huh?
No, I don't do yelling. Never have. I do the yelling. No one yells at me.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone knows that.
You should have yelled back.
Oh, God, no.
No?
No.
No return yelling?
No, I don't give a fuck about this anymore. Yeah, everyone knows it. I don't care.
See? He admitted.
I don't fucking care. Enough to be yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
God. So, now this will be an issue. I don't care, though, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to talk about any of this on the air until you screamed in my face, you dummy.
Oh.
Just leave me the fuck alone.
You think there'll be a problem now?
And praise us when we have a goddamn good radio show like we did yesterday. And all last week and the week before that. But how many times have we been yelled at?
Yeah.
How are the guys who work, the bosses of the channel, worried about looking bad in front of the fans? Like, what do they care for? They don't interact with the fans.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If someone didn't agree with my tweet, then you tweet. What do you want from me? You know, I felt like I had to say something. People were just bombarding me.
Yeah, you got to say something.
You know, the haters took the opportunity to you know, assume way too much.
That's why I wrote that, too. I was like, I have no idea. I didn't hear anything until it was already a done deal.
I found out on Twitter that Eastside Dave was gone.
Because people get on all of us. They're like, why, you know, your name's on the channel. Why didn't you say that? Like, I didn't fucking, no one consulted me. I
can tell you, I didn't know, and I love Dave. I didn't know when his show was on. I don't listen.
Yeah.
No, like, nothing against Dave. I like him a lot.
But you know. I honestly, I haven't heard his show in years. I haven't. He's a talented guy. Yeah. I hope he figures it out, but I haven't heard, you know, the show in years.
Yeah.
You know, we're not as close as we used to be just because we just don't see each other.
Yeah.
It's not like the old days when he was on, you know, Ron and Fez, and we all were seeing each other in the hallways.
Was that a sports show? I know he did a sports show. Is that the one it was on?
I guess. I don't even know. I know it was called that. Anyway.
He's a funny guy, though. I like Davey.
Yep.
Davey
I wish him
Mac.
nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Nothing but the best. But, obviously, they didn't really like the show.
Yeah.
It's obvious. It should be obvious to Dave and everybody else.
Yes,
in the end, they didn't like his show.
When the channel head says they're taking your show off, it's very obvious he didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's very obvious.
Right.
When he says, I'll put it back on, and it doesn't come back on.
Oh.
I'm just saying,
Somehow I think we're speaking about something else right now.
No. I just like plain, honest English. Tell me you don't
Yeah.
like something if you don't like it. That's all.
Anyway.
I liked.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm sure you
liked
did.
that.
Yes.
I would drive home on Wednesdays and I would listen.
Well, your opinion has no say.
Apparently not.
No. No, we don't run the channel.
We have no say in
We
it.
certainly don't.
I would, we had ideas in the early days.
Yeah.
We wanted to give all our friends, a spot and stuff. And
They really did kind of take any say we have away from us.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, we have no say on this channel.
Not really. I mean,
We did, though. We used to have a say.
well, we fought for stuff, and we got some things. We got the channel change, and
I think pre-Tim and Donnie Wicklund, we had a lot more fucking say what happens in this room than we do now. And that's an absolute.
I don't know about that.
We were
100%.
able to say,
100%.
just the fact that Jimmy had his advice show.
We didn't get anything done with
Just
the
the
other
fact
guys.
No, but we were able to say, hey, we want this guy on Saturday, or we want to put one of our buddies' fucking podcasts on or something. Now it's being a little more micromanaged than it used to. We don't have any say what goes on the air anymore. We don't have a say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so.
We got to figure some shit out.
Do you think we'll get all yelled at by
I'm not
Donnie Wicklund?
remotivated by it. I was always motivated to do the show. I was never not motivated to do the show. I love coming on the show. Doing the show is the fun part of being, like, that's the least
That is true, yeah.
bad part about work. Like, doing the show is fun.
There's been some weird motivation. Everyone has heard it out there that the show sounds better for whatever reason. So
Maybe it's the extra sleep, half hour.
Maybe.
It could be the extra.
maybe that was a biggie for me.
Sleepy.
That was something I knew would help me a lot. So who knows? So that's what's going on. We agree. What? No. Not.
Oh boy.
No, I told you what I wanted. I wanted to bring him back. And I actually said I want to bring him back because Tim is a radio guy. Maybe he could figure out, how to make, Dave's show better. That was one of the reasons why I did want it to happen. Because someone like Tim could help Dave.
And what is on Saturday night that is better than that?
It's
Even if they didn't like the show, what are we doing that's better than Dave's show?
More replays and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the replays are good.
More of us.
I kind of liked, new original content. I mean, regardless, I don't think Saturday night is the huge listening fucking window for this channel.
They don't really have the budget for it, so.
$125.
$150.
$150.
125 is doable. 150.
All right.
That's
Silly
downright.
me.
That's downright embarrassing.
It is.
And
Silly
we literally
me.
have no budget, so they're going to save. They're going to save that much money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because that's the official answer, I guess, that it's budget. I don't even know what the official answer is anymore, because I was told one thing.
Who told you that?
Don was yelling that it was a budget.
Oh, Don was yelling, right?
Thing
Yeah.
that I agreed to. Why would I agree to save $600 a month or whatever it would be? That's ridiculous.
Don's a lead singer. He could probably yell pretty good. Did he have range to it? Was it on key? No? Great.
Oh, my God.
All the people that tweet me about
Don's
the
a good
advice
singer.
show, I'm not in charge of it. I'm not the channel boss. I have no say in it.
None.
So you're tweeting the wrong guy.
No say.
Yeah. What am I going to tell you?
Yeah.
This is, doing this is becoming exhausting, to be honest with you. It's becoming exhausting.
Well, obviously, if we don't have any say.
No, it's becoming exhausting because there's a lot of shitty radio at SiriusXM. A lot.
Yeah.
And we're one of the better shows. I'd like to think, I'm not going to pull a who, but we're right the fuck up there as one of the better shows here at SiriusXM.
Right.
And we get the most shit constantly. Constantly. There's always an issue because people's feelings get hurt.
Feelings schmealings. That's my technical jargon. Yeesh.
We get the most shit, and this is becoming a drag. It's not worth it. Why do we walk out of here after doing a good show and get yelled at? Seriously. And what does it do in the end?
Well, it gives us 20, 30 minutes of material the next day.
No, we're not supposed to talk about it, though.
That's true.
No, don't talk about it.
Keep your yap shut.
Yeah, don't talk about the meeting stuff.
I know there's guys who run the channel, but what about what fans want to hear?
Fans schmans.
Well, I mean, Eastside Dave certainly had his supporters, but it wasn't like a huge buzz, to be completely honest with you. So
he had his audience.
Right.
I don't know. I just think until you have something viable, why take anyone off? Why do anything until you have an option?
Yeah.
The budget, $150. That's
right.
150 big ones.
Yep.
Simoleons, clams,
Clamolas.
bucks.
And that's why when they come to me with these ideas too, I don't really try hard or listen to them when they get frustrated, because
never comes to fruition.
Well, we wanted to go to L.A., and then, of course, it's too expensive to go to L.A., and I thought to myself, of course it's going to be too expensive to go to L.A., so why are we even discussing it?
It's more than $150.
We'll just sit here and...
I think that's the budget.
We'll sit here, continue to do a really good radio show, and rot. We've been rotting here for, it's up to about 4 years now, just rotting.
Love a good rot.
When we were at Just XM, they spend money in a ridiculous way. I mean, they spent it the other way, way too much and silly. Somewhere in the middle would be nice.
Yeah.
They
did throw some money away over there, didn't they?
They sure did.
Yeah.
We would have been going to L.A., trust me, if it was Just XM, because they didn't give a fuck. They just spent crazy amounts of money. Crazy amounts.
How much did they think it was going to cost to send a whole radio show across country for a week to do
$30
to do promotion? By the way, to do a couple live shows and a bunch of promotion.
Yeah,
it's like you want the show promoted. You want to just keep promoting it on this platform. People who are hearing this have the service.
Are they preaching to the converted?
Yes.
To the choir?
I like the choir better.
I like the choir.
The converted implies they once did not believe.
That's true.
Choir implies they've always been.
But I just don't have the time to waste anymore having 2 kids. So when they come to me with these ideas that I know in my heart of hearts that it's not going to happen, I don't want to waste time discussing it.
Yeah.
As soon as they mentioned the LA trip, you heard me.
Did you know?
I just knew that there's no way.
I got my little monitor.
All right.
I feel good about that.
So now they're going to try to find a sponsor, I guess, so we could go to L.A.? It's
They should have done that all along. But that's common sense.
That's how everything works in radio. It's supposed to anyway.
Yes.
You find a sponsor. You get sales involved. They pay for it. We say, hey, this trip is brought to you by Kellogg's.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they could send us on Malaysian Air. That'd be nice.
What the hell is that playing?
A little disappearing act. That's great. Was this Chris Angel? Is Chris Angel responsible for this?
They're starting to say they're not going to find this plane.
They're just not going to find it.
But no one on all these news channels, I was watching all night long, none of them could come up with a good explanation why it completely disappears like this.
No one brought up aliens yet?
Not one person could explain how a plane can completely disappear without a trace.
But how do trains disappear? That's what I want to know.
Well, we got to call Rich for that.
Yeah.
And what's this cell phones ringing or something theory?
What?
I don't know. What
Who's
paper
that?
was in? Let's see.
A cell phone?
Lots of cell phones.
What?
I don't know.
We're ringing where?
Did someone...
I got to find the article.
Uh-oh.
Give me the other paper.
That sounds creepy.
Well, they got theories. They're listing the theories in the paper today.
Oceanic?
Here, give me the top paper. That one, yeah. They're all the same. These stupid rags. But let's see. Few clues, but many theories. Hijacking,
of course.
But where is it? Catastrophic mid-air failure of the plane's engines or structure, such as its frame or wings.
Oh, boy.
A bombing.
Yeah.
Pilot suicide.
Oh, boy.
But that guy loved flying, man.
Yeah.
Plus, wouldn't they have seen it going down on radar?
I think the
wouldn't they
radar
see
would
it?
have had an altitude change. It would
Right.
have just disappeared. Unless maybe he turned off his transponder. You could do that, too.
Oh, right.
That might do
Well,
it.
is that how they track it? Completely with the transponder?
No, if you're close to tracking stations, they can track it. Like if you're close to the to land or an airport or something like that, or one of their stations. But if you're over the ocean, I think the transponder is pretty much the only way to tell where you are.
His radar.
Your radar? So
Yeah, they
got 'em
said
on radar?
they have to depend on radar still a lot, even though we have all this new technology. They still really depend on the radar more than anything.
Oh.
And then finally, well, I said a missile attack, and then you got They're Alive, the ringing cell phone theory.
Oh, no.
What's that?
A blog post on the Chinese government's china.org.cn site reported that 19 families signed a joint statement requesting Malaysia Airlines to explain why they could get through to their family members' cell phones, but they could not hear anything and the calls hung up. They submitted the telephone numbers to the airline, which failed to respond to their questions with active measures, according to the site.
Wow. False flag operation.
But it's not that. If they can make a plane disappear, what do you think they're going to trip up on the cell phones?
Yeah.
Like they would do something with those phones. They would make sure that they.
Oh, they would take everyone's cell phones.
Yeah.
I guess you just, of course, if you lost your loved one and you don't know where the fuck they are, you're going to call their cell phone.
Yeah, you're hoping.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're not hearing voices or anything.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Blogs.
Some phones and networks begin ringing immediately on the caller's end before they've even established a signal. So that's what they're saying is happening.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
It's not really
not
ringing.
the phones,
No.
right?
Right. But it's
You're
good.
just hearing it.
That's creepy.
But people will run with that, and it'll be a nice little theory
Very Twilight Zone-ish.
for everybody.
Yeah, fucking crashed in the ocean somewhere. They'll figure it out. And it was either a bomb or the wings snapped.
Water landing, ship sunk in one piece, no debris. Couple of life rafts with people in it, just going like, ooh,
Really?
shit fun.
No.
No?
No. Why couldn't the wings snap? The wings never snap.
No.
Never. So why couldn't that happen once?
There would be too much stuff that would still be floating around.
It would be. There should be something floating around. And that strip of water is not any bigger than anywhere else that they have found planes before.
Right.
It's a little strip of water they had to fly over. Most
It's not
of it
that
was gonna be
vast.
land. It doesn't look that, and it's only 200 feet deep.
600, I heard.
600?
I heard 600, but...
Let's say 350.
Why would the pilot turn the transponder off if he was going to commit suicide? Like, if he killed his co-pilot, hit him with a fucking whatever, why do you turn the transponder off? Who cares? You're flying into the ocean.
To have no evidence that he did that. Probably. They would know where it is. They get the black box. They might hear some voice shit. If they're lost, that's another thing. Maybe he turns the transponder off. He flies so far off course before he fucking ditches it that they don't even know where the fuck the plane is. Yeah.
Can you turn the black box off or no?
I don't think so.
Box
No,
off?
I don't think you could do
No,
that.
I think that's embedded deep in the plane, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not...
You'd have to chisel that
pilot's
shit out.
discretion.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh.
Where the hell is this plane, though?
It's a whole big fucking plane, and it just disappeared. But, yeah, the Earth's kind of big.
No, but I mean, look. You look at the map here.
They only have to search in like
You have to search
quarter
just
inch.
right here. Yeah, quarter inch.
Come on, you're not finding
A couple
quarter
helicopters could
inch. Yeah,
search that area.
and there should be some debris. Some debris.
Yeah, right. You think something would be floating.
Yeah,
fucking-
anything. If a plane crashes
That's true.
into the ocean, there's got to be something, regardless of how it came down. In a fuckload of pieces or one solid piece, there'd be something.
And who's this Mr. Ali?
Ah, that's the terrorist angle.
Yeah.
Some Iranian with a stolen passport. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, hunt for Mr. Ali ticket. Oh, he was one of the ticket buyers. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a horrible fake name.
Mr. Ali, you don't like that one?
No.
I think he tried, but Frank Baum got flagged.
Frank Baum.
When you go with like John Huston or Jerry Mathers,
something like that. Yes.
Why would you go with Mr. Ali? That's like,
I am Mr. Ali.
Oh my God!
Oh boy! Ding ding!
It has to be
red flag.
Or maybe that's like an extremely normal name in that area of the world.
Maybe
that's like a Bob Smith over there. I don't know.
Might not translate like a terrorist in Malaysian.
And they said they were bought back to back, those tickets. Like both bought in a row. They're sequentially. It's like 107, 108.
So with two separate stolen passports
at different times from Thailand. At different
times, they bought tickets right after each other, or right before and right after.
Yeah.
Wow, that seems a little suspicious.
So it's either terrorism or it's just a thing that people over there use to travel when they have a problem traveling. So maybe one guy gets a couple of people on. I don't know how it.
Well, they already figured out who one of them is. It's in the news this morning.
He's a student, right?
Yeah, he was seeking asylum in Germany.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
his mother was waiting for him.
Which is,
oh boy, she's going to wait a while.
I think they said it's relatively normal in that area to have stolen passports and stuff. But
that's great to know.
But one of the experts said that to have two on one plane, that's not even close to normal.
And then back-to-back buying.
Right.
Yeah, well,
they said you'll get one every once in a while, but not two on one flight. That's where it raises the eyebrows.
19-year-old Iranian. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, just because his mother was waiting, he's not going to call his mom and go, "Look, I'm blowing the plane up. I can't."
Right.
Terrorist. They'll find it.
They identified both of them.
Very hard to completely disappear a giant plane like
that. So they got the passengers with the stolen passports. They've been identified. So now it's just a matter of looking into their background.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll put the pieces together for this mysterious puzzle.
A bunch of ships out there trying to fucking find it.
Right.
Man.
And don't they got those beacons that are just beep, beep somewhere? Beep. I heard the batteries on those things last like 30 days. They got like 30 days.
Oh, the beacon for the plane? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think that thing would be chirping away.
I'm a pilot. You're wrong. You're not on radar over the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But they depend on radar more than any of the other technologies out
over
there.
Land, yeah.
Right. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, once you're 120 miles off the coast, they no longer have you on radar. We use
it's
radio.
Almost $1 for every mile of Dave's pay.
Use what?
We use radio, high-frequency radio. We call back to land, and we give our position, and we say this is our next position, and we're going to be at that next position at this time.
They can't track you at satellite?
No, it's too expensive.
But
what about the transponder?
But what about those apps where you go on the computer and you see all those you see the planes everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
You see where they all are.
That's all. Once you're over water, over land it's accurate. Over water it's just a guess. The pilot reports his position, so if he doesn't report it accurately or in time, then they go back to your last known position.
Oh, I got it. They just expect if you left point A and you're going to point B, and this much time went by, and you're doing this speed, they assume you're there.
Exactly. And the transponder, all the transponder does is talk to the radar. But if you don't have radar to see the transponder's worthless.
All right.
But they weren't even 120 miles out, right? It was only like 90 miles.
They were further enough off so that the transponder was not invisible, but they have search radar, which is what military uses, and that is not as accurate as transponder location.
Oh, okay.
You'd think they would have found this by now, though, right?
Wait, they're only 90 miles off the coast?
I think so, yeah.
How do you think?
You turn the transponder off, you can fly as far as you want, and without them catching you on radar if you're low enough.
But if you're only 90 miles off the coast, a quick zigzag by a few jets, you're going to find something.
Should be, unless you went low enough to go far enough away that they're not looking.
Yeah. Oh no, they would expand their looking. Their looky-loo.
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
What if they landed in the Nam or something?
Nice, right?
Fucking offloaded everybody, holding them prisoner, sex slaves.
Ooh.
False flag.
They'd probably say that.
Hey, pilot guy. So if it was a hijacking, there's no way they could turn off everything so they could fly to where they want to fly mysteriously, right?
You can turn off the transponder. Back in 9/11, what the terrorists did is they turned the transponder off.
What happened then?
They flew south. And you're not able to track in current radar. You're not able to track them without the transponder unless you go back to the old style radar where you're setting a beam, getting a return off the hull of the aircraft.
And no one.
We don't use that a lot anymore because it's old technology.
So they could, in essence, it's a long shot, but they could have turned off the transponder, gone low, and landed somewhere in like the jungles of the Nam.
They could, yeah.
But it's an impossibility that happened.
Right.
First of all, you can't get into the cockpit. Second of all, for what?
I think I'm going with aliens.
I mean, if the pilot was doing it. If the pilot himself was doing it for some reason.
I'm going aliens. What the hell?
I'm going aliens.
What are the odds on aliens?
Bigfoot.
We got this Vegas thing happening yet? What are the odds on aliens?
Aliens is at 6 billion to 1.
Could be the opening for the new Godzilla movie.
That's true, although that's Japan, not China.
Could be a great, I know, but close enough, and I think it would be great.
Enough.
I think it would be great marketing for the new movie.
Yeah.
What the hell? All right, Tom, thanks for your knowledge.
All right, punch it up.
All right. This guy has theories. Let's say hi to Alex in Indiana. Alex.
Hi, I'm not a guy, but thank you.
Oh, whoa. Hello, Alex has a vagina.
How you guys doing?
Hi, Alex.
Is it Alexis?
It's Alexandria.
Oh,
Alexandria.
I like that.
Good morning, Alexandria.
That
sounds classy. Don't be bossy, all right? Just make your phone call. Don't be bossy over here. Oh, we'll get into that shit.
Oh, we certainly will.
I don't like that word.
More
bitches.
banning of words. Get out of here.
I don't like it.
Fucking bitches.
They're right.
Are they?
I got two
They should consider themselves lucky if they're called bossy. You know what we can come up with as men?
Right?
Exactly. Cunt.
Yes, that's the best
Well,
one.
I was keeping it a little vague.
Ever.
Keep it nice for everybody.
No, let's just get to the point.
Hey, Alex, what are your expertise that you have any theory on this?
My theory, two theories.
Oh, well, forget it.
Like Langoliers and Stephen King.
Yes, Langoliers. You think they're stuck in between time?
Whoa.
Yeah, they flew through one of those clouds and then they went into yesterday.
Craig.
Wow. Yeah, and then a gigantic mutant sea monster. Made even worse by all that radiation coming out of Fukushima.
I made the Godzilla joke already.
Hi.
It's plausible. It really is plausible.
It is.
All right.
It's very dangerous.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right.
You too. Have a good Langoliers. No one talks about Langoliers.
I don't know that one.
That was a Stephen King, one of those TV movies that were put out that are really terrible. But
one of his,
I think Balky was in it. From
was it one of his 12 hours TV shows, or was it one of his 8,000-page books?
It went on and on. It was horrible CGI special effects where the textures didn't look good at all.
Yeah,
the book was great though.
Langoliers.
Yeah, it's where they fly into yesterday.
Yeah, they kind of are stuck waiting for time to catch up to them. And the past, apparently, when you go through time, the past is eaten by these things, Langoliers, and they destroy and eat and dispose of the past. But they were kind of stuck there.
So you look down when they're flying, and they see like big pieces of the country are just black, missing, and these giant things chewing through it.
Whoa!
And they land at an airport.
I eat it.
What is it? They can't hear? There's no echoes or something. It's really weird.
The sound isn't good. Things don't taste right. Like everything was a little off.
It was a pretty brilliant concept.
It was. I watched it. I liked it, but it was another cheap production. Any of those TV movies that Stephen King does, they're just awful. Like The Stand miniseries. Wasn't good. Sorry.
All right, we're just getting started. We'll talk more about this plane thing.
Yeah.
Also got to talk about the Duke student there, the co-ed. If you're into cheap thrills, the Daily News today, page 3.
Oh yeah.
You could actually see razor stubble on her area.
Fuck.
Look at that. They didn't airbrush that out. She's clean shaven down below, and she's like pulling her panties down slightly, and you can see all the razor stubble where hair is supposed to be.
I love this girl.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Wow. You see her little cutting scars?
No.
Where?
Oh, wow.
On her thigh by her fingertips.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I like a troubled girl.
Oh, who doesn't?
Father's not happy.
No, the poor dad.
We'll get into that whole thing.
Please. It's perfect.
And we'll get into the whole Ban Bossy thing.
Yeah.
Which is completely ridiculous.
Crazy bitches.
Beyonce is out of her mind. Michelle Obama is out of her mind.
Is she? No way. She chimed in.
I believe she did.
Michelle Obama.
Can you get all the Ban Bossy stuff for us, Sam?
Please.
All the fun tweets about it. Maybe get one of our interns or E-Rock or somebody to just go through the Ban Bossy hashtag, because all the female celebrities getting involved.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Yeah. What are we doing to this country? You can't ban words.
Bossy is a problem now.
Yeah. Well, when it's used for a girl...
Now we'll get into the whole thing. But first this.
The Opie and Anthony Show will be right back on Sirius XM.
Hey, this is Dr. Steve from Weird Medicine with another Dr. Steve Medical Minute.
Hey, Dr. Steve, no matter what I do, my breath smells like a fried turd. What can I do?
Well, you're describing a condition called halitosis, or in your case, fried turd breath. Chronic bad breath affects millions of people in the world and is defined as awful breath that can't be fixed with simple brushing or mouthwash. It's estimated 90% of the problems occur inside the mouth. Bacteria in the mouth break down proteins that release sulfur compounds into the atmosphere. And sulfur is the element that contributes to the delightful smell of farts. So you can imagine what this does coming out of your mouth. Causes of flatus breath include plaque buildup, broken down dental work, dry mouth, or bacterial growth on the back part of the tongue. Some people have tonsil nuggets or tonsilliths that can make your breath smell like something from the nether regions of hell. The other 10% of cases are caused by sinus infections, reflux of stomach acid, or problems with the liver, kidneys, or pancreas. A dentist can help you with this and will refer you to a medical provider if no dental problem is found. In the meantime, you can always simply chew gum. Although it is considered unprofessional in some circles and can contribute to jaw pain and problems with dental work, it can keep your breath under control until you can be seen by your dentist to get things started. Be sure to check out Weird Medicine Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Opie and Anthony channel. Good.
The Opie and Anthony Show is back on Sirius XM.
Oh, I like this one. I wanna like an animal. Remember the edit? I wanna like an animal. I want to. This has 90s written all over it, right?
Yeah.
We listened to this one in my college dorm.
The crazy videos.
As a freshman.
Those nightmarish videos they used to put out in the 90s.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, they put out crazy videos in the 90s.
No, the freshmen? What?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I wanna. On the oldie station that really rocks.
This song came out in 1994.
All right, so that's about right.
You said you were a freshman in college in 1994.
You might want to clean your ears, Sam. What are you talking about?
Yes, with a shotgun.
I wanna.
Remember that when then like television commercials would come out and they would kind of try to look like 90s videos with that soft focus around the edges and kind of very contrasty, almost looking like a Nirvana video.
Yeah,
it was like a commercial for insurance. You knew it was over at that point.
Yeah, but the rap thing did the same.
Rap did
same
it.
thing.
Now the
rap
thing
did
is
the same thing.
Now the thing is to have your commercial look like a Vine video or something.
Right.
Everyone's just talking to their camera. It's about toothpaste and someone's got their arm extended like they're holding their phone. I brush with Crest. It's like everything that's hip and new and now. And then you know it's over.
It's over, Johnny.
It's just done ski.
Oh, Patton Oswalt is going to be in studio Friday. Nice. Ooh. It's been a while.
He's a fun guy.
Love you, miss you, Patton.
Love you,
Can't
miss
wait.
you.
Let's call up. No, not today. All right.
Yeah. Just an old-fashioned love song.
We kind of talked about it for a second, but I think we're going to get her on the show, too, the Duke girl.
Yes.
The Duke Blue Devil.
I'm so infatuated.
BLEW Devil.
Man.
That's what they're called.
Are they?
They're the Blue Devils. So.
Blue. She needed the money.
Well,
and she did.
Dad returned. This is like every dad's nightmare.
This is Turn It Off. Turn It Off.
Turn It Off. Do we have that clip?
Hardcore with the
George C. Scott.
Yes.
That's another movie that turns into a comedy after a while.
Yep.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
Oh, God, this is every dad's nightmare.
Well,
Jesus.
it's not like he was overseas in Afghanistan fighting for his country. As a
assuming
doctor.
everything was okay at home.
Oh, boy.
Dad returns from Afghanistan to learn his kid is Duke porn star.
Wow.
Wah, wah, wah,
Oh, boy, that's tragic.
A U.S. Army physician came home from a tour in Afghanistan to find that his little princess had turned into a porn star.
Oh, sexy.
Devout Catholic doctor Kevin Weeks. That name sounds really familiar. Do we know a Kevin Weeks?
Huh?
I feel like I know a Kevin Weeks. It's probably not the same Kevin Weeks, but I'm not even sure if I know a Kevin Weeks. It just seems a bit familiar.
Sounds familiar. I'm Kevin Weeks.
Was stunned by the news, but told relatives he and his wife are still supportive of Miriam.
Well,
Miriam.
Her name's Miriam?
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, what a horrible name.
That's this young girl's name, Miriam?
Let me look at her picture while I think Miriam. Oh, ew. Miriam.
Ew.
She is so sexy.
She's amazing.
Oh, I love her.
She's a big pussy, too. Have you seen it?
Oh, yes, I have.
big?
In movies, it's big, fat.
Ooh.
Yes.
I think she's Anthony's type all the way.
Oh, of course she is. Damaged goods.
This is a tragedy in the family.
Tragedy.
Amanda Miner, the mother-in-law of Miriam's brother Paul, told the Daily Mail. The father is one of the best human beings I've ever met.
Certainly is.
See, this is what scares the shit out of a lot of us pops and fathers out there. That
you did a good job.
You do everything proper, and it still turns out like this.
Well, if she was cutting and stuff, what's happened? What happened back in her youth?
He is just back from Afghanistan. He served his country. How awesome is that? Miner said that Dr. Weeks, based out of Spokane, I guess, remains so proud of his daughter. There's no way they could have known this was going on. Of course not. It's terrible, but they would never abandon their daughter. This is a nightmare, what the family's going through.
I'm just looking at naked pictures of her. Fucking beautiful. She's a sexy girl right there. Girl next door look was what she got. And apparently her dad, oh boy, how fuck, you don't want.
Oh, God, I feel for that father.
Look, balls deep in his little girl.
She has a nice small head.
Oh.
Look at her teeny head.
Boy.
Oh, my God.
She has a head like Denny. Fucking Denny head.
My
What are you doing?
God.
Oh, my God.
You think they could have come up with a 50 large for her? You think if the dad knew the option was her doing porno or you come up with 50 large for college that he would have found some way to come up with it?
Well, the bullshit in this story is the fact that she's saying she couldn't afford college. She wants to be doing this for other reasons.
Yeah.
For attention.
She likes the attention, and there's a bit of fame involved here as well. She's not just doing it to pay for college. That's so obvious after the interview she did with Piers Morgan.
She loves it.
She likes doing porn. She likes the attention.
Loves the dick.
And because the money is shit, really.
Yeah.
It's only $1,200 a scene. I mean, you got to do 40-some-odd scenes to pay for the college. Oh, no, we figured it out. It was more than 50 G's, right? Yeah. It's like 65 when it's all said and done.
Yep.
So that's the bullshit in the story, that there's some innocent girl that is doing this because she couldn't, make tuition at Duke.
Yeah.
No.
The cutting shows you she likes attention.
Yeah.
That's a biggie right there.
I want to see you should find a cab, Sam. I want to see what that looks like.
Oh, my God, of course. Thank you, Josh. The goaltender is Kevin Weeks. There's a goaltender named Kevin Weeks. I knew that name. Okay. Different guy, though.
Oh, God. Oh, that's right. I'm home. I'm finally home. God, Afghanistan was so rough. Oh, did I see some terrible things over there, but wow, it's so nice to wake up in my own bed. Oh, I got my loving families here. My wife, children. Oh, Miriam. It's so nice to see my... Wait, what? There's something... Oh, my my God, my daughter's a porn star. Oh my God, no.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's just, it's fine for the few seconds right when he wakes up every morning. And then every morning it hits him like a ton of fucking bricks. Balls deep. She's a dirty girl, too, man.
Yeah.
She fucking, every porno I've seen is just not like one of those, like, oh, it's just some amateur. She's good at what she does. She's getting choked, big loads in the face. Wow.
What, you seen some scenes already?
I've seen every scene. Scene. It's perfect.
When is
so good?
When does Duke say get lost?
Take a hike, ski?
They can't.
I don't think
How can they? It's a legal way to make a living.
That is true.
But they're in the, you know, we both agree that I should take some time off stage. They do not want her back at Duke. Stop it.
The nerve of them. How about they fucking have the same thing on their athletes? How about half of their athletes, any of their athletes that have been arrested for any type of a felony, or how about they worry about that instead of a girl sucking dick for a living?
Oh, Jesus. But this is a little more.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Jimmy.
You guys were right. I do like her.
Look at that. Oh, boy. That is a giant cock she's sucking right there.
Wowee.
Jesus.
She's a good girl.
She is such a good girl right there. Oh, the curtains get closed like...
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wow, she's a great vagina.
You like it, right?
It's more than I like my next breath.
Perfect.
Do you think my face looks good next to your big cock?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Welcome home, Pops. Welcome home.
I guarantee her dad would see this and he'd love it.
Is she okay?
She has sweatpants on with a big hole cut where it should be cut.
The guy can't even put his cock in all the way.
No.
Jesus Christ.
It's literally going in about a quarter of the way.
Yeah, a quarter of the way.
30% of the way. Wow, she's lovely. She's on her back.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
She is taking a lot of dick right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit, cake.
Balls deep in her.
Wow.
Fucking pounding her. His feet are up on the bed. He's kneeling on the other thing. He's putting it in. He's pulling it out. He's putting it in. He's pulling it out. His balls are jiggling. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. She's looking up. His balls are jiggling in and out, in and out. Her asshole's opening up a lot. It's opening up like it's winking. Oh, she's holding her leg now. Her hand's on her leg. Oh, God, he's behind her. Why is she doing that? She must have fuzz on her pussy or something because she's rubbing fuzz off the clit. In and out, in and out, in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And he's holding a hiney. He's rubbing a hiney.
Hiney.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's putting it all the way in there. God, she's taking that. Must feel so good being up on your hands and knees like that with that thing. I mean, forget it.
Oh, hey, he's gonna... Is he going?
Yeah, he went down there. I guess yeah, he's right in there. I guess there's a turd sticking out.
She's a good girl.
No. Oh, my God. This guy's packing probably 10 inches, and she is really being taught a lesson.
She is absorbing it.
Yeah.
So just to pay for college, right?
Oh, boy.
But that's my genetic competition. Thank God I'm funny, because that's what I'm competing with.
You think the dad watched this?
How could he not? And then stand up and wonder what that tent was.
Jesus.
I don't care who you are. This is fantastic.
Look at that. She's got a fucking
her body,
nice ass
her
on
vagina
it.
is perfect.
Yeah. Wow.
How come they're not showing the guy's face bang? I love that. Maybe because it's not important, but I mean, I love the fact that guys are just so replaceable.
Right? It's just his dick. That's all they need in this movie.
Don't you get, like, educational benefits or something if you're a big wig in the Army?
I would think, maybe.
Yeah,
I think she just
it's
really
bullshit.
enjoys.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, getting fucked.
But this guy's actually being nice. This guy's actually being nice to her. He's not trying to wreck her. You can see he's, trying to be somewhat gentle.
He's a good one. She coming in?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
When's she coming in? Next week?
Look at that. Oh, boy. Oh,
I want to be this man.
Who wouldn't?
The control these guys have is fucking staggering.
Uh-oh. Here. Oh, boy. Oh, man.
What? Wow. For those of you who can't see it, picture civil rights footage in the mid-'60s.
Wow. You think the dad saw that part?
Yeah, it's more than once.
As hot as all that is,
yeah.
What's sad is that people are looking at this, going, "She had to do this to pay for her college," which makes her parents look like scumbags.
Right.
She's killing her parents in more ways than one by bullshitting.
Yeah.
To everybody that she's doing this because she had to pay for tuition. She wants to be a porn star.
Yeah.
She likes the attention. When you hear the story, it sounds like there's a desperation there.
Yep.
And that's all bullshit.
Gosh,
it just is.
She's sexy.
I hate the vague title they gave it. Slim, tiny teen girl gets destroyed by massive cock.
It's a great movie. I want that in 3D, and I want J.J. Abrams to direct it. Too much lens flare on the helmet.
Oh, of course.
Are these videos getting some hits because she's famous?
Wow. Dude, her vag is fucking amazing. For a girl that age, that's amazingly lucky.
Yeah.
Slim girl. It's really big and puffy.
Good. Whew. That is nice.
Yeah. She's lovely.
Follow her on Twitter?
No. For what?
I don't know.
She doesn't follow me.
I don't know. You see pictures of her.
That's terrific.
She posts little pictures of herself.
Maybe she doesn't know who you are yet, maybe.
Oh, that's fair. That's cool. I don't blame. I'm not upset she doesn't.
Maybe she would love to follow you.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to her.
I hear you.
Oh, it says Duke will suspend athletes for shenanigans. Okay.
Shenanigans.
But I don't think that's...
Hijinks.
I don't think that's a crime to do porn. It's a legal profession.
Yeah,
it's a legal occupation.
Oh.
It is.
Well, when you're running a fine university like Duke...
Yeah, you don't want that kind of distraction.
It's not good for recruiting.
Well, didn't they have that problem with that lacrosse
every university and college has their problems, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. But this one is so front and center. It's kind of an embarrassment for the whole university.
Again, it is legal, and she's of age.
Mm-hmm. She won't be back to Duke, though.
She got a nice little career for herself. Then she'll write a book about her sexploits, and
I'll buy it.
Yes, she'll do very well for herself, I'm sure.
But to say, she needed to do this to pay for her tuition. Oh my God!
How many?
You're a shitty daughter.
Gallons of tears do you think the father has shed?
Because he looks like an idiot.
Oh,
he looks
boy.
like an asshole.
How much time in church has he spent in front of that cross?
My God!
Praying, lighting candles.
Where's your God now?
Oh, Jesus. God, why have you forsaken me?
It's God's will.
Giant 10-inch cock works in mysterious ways.
It's God's will. He works in mysterious ways.
It's terrible.
You will learn from this.
Yes.
Accept thee.
Yes.
I'm so
envious. It's got to be a rough one. It's got to be a rough one for the Army.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
I'm so envious of a guy who does it that well.
Yeah.
Like, just to be able to have sex that well on camera with a crew there. And there's nothing sexy about the environment there. Like, what we're watching is hot. But from their point of view, you just see cameras and a bull mic. And wow.
Yeah.
Pounded her out like a machine. You know how fledgling I'd be?
Machine.
Tweaking my nips.
Yeah, you don't think that would go over well on film? You think the director might have a problem with you tweaking your nips?
Oh, my God.
It's like, hey, Pally, this ain't about you.
Yeah, we need your hands to be doing something else.
Just
yes, sir.
Fuck the girl.
But, sir,
stop with your nipples.
I have to just...
But I need to do this.
Sir, I have to tweak. I have to go shuttle.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So there's your update there. On the Duke lady.
Yeah.
And now we move on to the Ban Bossy video.
Yeah.
This is one of the most ridiculous things I've heard of in recent memory.
Yeah, this is a real stupid one, but we predicted it.
They want to ban the word bossy because I guess when guys are doing what? Guys are, how do they say it? Guys are considered leaders, but women are considered bossy for doing the same exact thing or something like that, right?
No, men are considered bullies for doing a certain thing, and then women are considered bossy.
Assertive. You know, there's positive words for a guy being a boss that if you consider him bossy, it's not so much a bully, but it's being assertive, being you're an authority figure, everything. But now you take a girl and you put her in the same position, and she becomes bitchy, uppity, bossy, things like that.
Because the reality is, yeah, but that's not just about being an assertive woman. That's because you want to say to the girl, stop being a dick.
Right.
But you can't. The name for a guy who's like that is to be called a dick.
Right. If you don't like your boss because he's being bossy, yeah, you'd be like, oh, that guy's a dick, what an asshole, what a fucking shithead. But apparently you can't say that about a woman, boss?
For some reason, we just don't. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
The word bossy is a nice way of going, you're a scumbag or you're an ass. That's because we say about a boss, my boss is a shithead.
Yeah.
But if it's a woman, you're like, she's so bossy.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, you want to say twat, you want to say the C word.
You certainly do.
And
Every
it goes
day.
to our point. This is why you can't ban words, because now this is like the second level of words they're now trying to ban.
Right.
I think everyone is in some weird understanding that you can't call a woman the C word, you can't call her a bitch, you can't call her a twat.
So we're on the second tier words now that we're banning?
Yeah, because they want to just reprogram. They just want the human brain reprogrammed.
That's
You're always
retarded. Oops.
You're always going to think of other words. So, okay, you ban these words. Well, I'll come up with other words to make my point. And this is exactly what's happening here. It's the second tier of words they're trying to, ban.
Precisely.
Who is it? Sheryl Sandberg? Who's Sheryl Sandberg? Is she a boss?
Well, she. Well, she's very young. Oh, wait.
And Beyonce wants in on this?
Fuck Beyonce.
Doesn't she have the N-word all over her music?
Yeah, exactly. How about she
What is
talks
she
to her
talking
husband about his
about?
songs?
Right.
Like, I don't want any words banned, but if your songs have the N-word all over the place,
oh boy,
shouldn't you start there?
You'd think.
What are you doing? Because it's bad for business. So right now that N-word is hot in these songs, man. Whew.
I don't know if Beyonce has any N-word songs. Not to say she won't.
But her husband does. And that's what
her husband has a few.
Worry about your husband saying nigger in his songs and not people saying the word bossy. That's what you should worry. Why doesn't she go on a campaign against that word and hold up her husband's records?
He says it with an A, though.
Exactly. So did Southern plantation owners.
Oh.
I love that argument. Well, it's the same thing. You know, I say nigger. It's
Right.
not. It's the same thing.
I think so.
You're saying it.
You're saying it. So here's the official video?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Ban Bossy. Take one.
Shut up.
Pushy. Stubborn. Pushy. Stubborn. Bossy. Bossy. When I was growing up, I was called bossy.
I think the word bossy is just a squasher.
Being labeled something matters. By middle school,
Girls are less interested in leadership than boys. And that's because they worry about being called bossy.
We need to tell them it's okay to be ambitious.
we need to help
Oh
them
my
lead
God, I
in
want to puke.
Words matter.
Ah.
Ban the word bossy.
and encourage girls to lead.
To be strong and be ambitious.
Listen to your own voice. There are no limits. Dare to be you. You can change the world. Let's ban bossy. Be brave. Be you. Ban bossy.
Oh my God! How do you
Jane
sleep
Lynch.
at night?
To ban
You're a comic,
bossy.
Jane Lynch.
Jimmy Johnson, you
I'm not bossy.
fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
That was the only guy that could
Girls
get.
to lead. Take the pledge at banbossy.com.
I'm going to take the pledge.
Yeah.
Ban Bossy.
You know.
You missed Beyonce.
What?
She said, I'm not bossy. I'm a boss.
Cool.
Damn.
What's
That's
that
very
mean?
clever. Very clever.
I come up with other words.
I wouldn't know this, but Granted Philly says, doesn't Jay-Z refer to Beyonce as boss bitch in all his songs?
Yeah.
Does he?
I'm sure he has.
All right, but that's not bossy.
Well, she's
That's
not
not
boss.
bossy bitch.
Not bossy bitch.
Right.
Oh, okay.
What about using it in terms of fat girl, and you call it bossy like the cow? Remember Bossy? So you go, hey, Bossy, is that acceptable?
Was that Jimmy Johnson? What?
Fat? Yeah.
What is he doing?
What is
it was the only guy that could
Who
get
approached Jimmy Johnson and like, hey, dude, you want
to be part of the Ban Bossy
Dan
campaign?
Bossy? He'd be like, what?
Oh,
What is it?
God.
He probably thought it was really going to take off, and then he realized, oh.
I think it's extremely dangerous to ban words. I think it's ridiculous.
Just saying ban a word.
And
is-
what?
is
I guess women don't want to be leaders because they're considered bossy?
Oh, it's just nonsense.
Leaders don't give a fuck what you call them.
Yeah.
Mel Karmazin is an amazing boss, a tough boss.
He was bossy.
He didn't give a crap what you called him.
He was bossy.
Because he was a true leader. If you're a true leader, you don't care.
No.
You got the ambition, and you're just going to, work hard at it.
You know what I think these women should do? Get over it.
Oh, shit. They certainly are pitching a fit, aren't they?
Pitching a fit. Just get over it, bossy. You bossy girls.
Pitching a fit.
Pitching a fit.
Ban Bossy.
Honey, squeezing her tit. Get over it. She's bossy.
Just the inconsistency, though, in these people's, like, the way they're preaching immorality to people. Don't say this, do it. And she's married to a guy that drops that word constantly, or at least used to.
Well, I got all the facts on this thing. So it's Sheryl Sandberg. She launched the Ban Bossy campaign to empower girls to lead. Future leaders don't care. They just don't care what you call them. Their ambition, they laugh at you, at all the words you call them. They don't care.
Bossy.
Can banning one schoolyard word really change the world? Sheryl Sandberg says yes. Sandberg, the chief operating officer of Facebook and author of the best-selling book Lean In, is spearheading the launch of a campaign today to ban the word bossy, arguing the negative put-down stops girls from pursuing leadership roles.
Does it?
It's just such idiocy. It's such...
You're just lying.
Idiocy.
Yeah. That league.
Then they're not made out to be a boss.
No.
We know that by middle school, more boys than girls want to lead, Sandberg said. So that's because they're being called bossy?
No, that's not.
How are you making that connection? I don't know why more boys want to lead than girls. I have no idea. But it's not because you're calling girls bossy.
No, it's the way of the world. It's been that way. It's kind of an ingrained thing.
Because leading is a dominant thing.
Right.
I'm not saying it's right, but males are more, I think,
it's
through
a
nature,
thing,
inclined to be dominant.
Thing. Right.
Yeah.
But it has been changing over the last decade or so.
Yeah. But if you want to take one of those leadership roles and be assertive and all the other words, then you got to put up with the fact that people are going to call you bossy. You can't just ban the word and make the actual thought go away. The idea of it, the sentiment that certain people have towards an assertive woman, it doesn't go away with just the word being banned. That's the thing. Like, you could ban the N-word. There's still going to be people that think poorly of black people. There's still going to be, you could ban the word retard. There's still going to be people that think like, oh, you're incapable of doing anything. Like, the idea is still there.
Right. Let's see. Where were we here?
Yeah.
I looked up to listen to your fine point.
Oh, hi.
And if you ask girls why they don't want to lead, whether it's the school project all the way on to running for office, they don't want to be called bossy and they don't want to be disliked.
Uh-huh.
But guys are disliked for being a leader? What are you talking about?
Now, my sister Dawnie, she is a boss.
Right.
She's a boss. And she says, what the fuck does Ban Bossy even mean? Dumbest, most useless campaign ever. And this is coming from my uppity bitch sister who fires people. She's a boss. She's very bossy. Oh, boy, I couldn't imagine being married to that. Fuck, man.
But she doesn't care if people call her bossy.
No, she probably loves it.
She doesn't care.
Yeah.
There were some big names in that video we just saw.
Yeah.
All successful women.
Really successful women. They're just showing how they're just dumb and they're not intelligent.
They should show failures. I would have been something, but someone called me bossy.
Right.
You don't show success. The
True.
Condoleezza, what's Condoleezza Rice? Secretary of
Rice.
State.
That was her.
All these powerful, bright women who become leaders, the head of fate, show dummies who never made it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They don't. Their opinion doesn't weigh as much. Get the celebrities. Get the women who.
Right.
Such nonsense.
The success stories. Your son's a big success.
Wow,
thank you.
A lot of women calling in. We got Michelle in Louisiana. Go ahead, Michelle.
I like to call them bitches.
Hi, Michelle.
It's the bitches that'll get you. What's up, Michelle?
Hi, I'm a boss.
Hey, settle down.
Easy, cookie.
Fucking uppity bitch.
If the word bossy was going to prevent me from being a boss, then I would never make it. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Ridiculous, yeah.
If you can't face the word bossy, then you don't deserve to be a boss.
I agree. And there's a lot of supposed intelligent women involved with this campaign.
This is one woman trying to coddle the people that are afraid of one word. If you're afraid of the word, then don't be a boss.
All right. Stop emasculating us. Jesus.
We said this was going to happen years ago.
Yeah.
When they started with the, I guess it was the N-word.
N-word.
We said every group is going to want to have their word. And most of the groups now have their word. And now we're starting to see the next stage, which is the secondary words. Because people will always think of an insult to call someone they don't like or don't understand.
You know,
it's just human nature.
Anymore. I'm going to say transgendered.
Yeah, but it's like
Tranny.
Bailey J says tranny.
Yeah.
How is tranny derogatory? How is it? I don't understand how it's derogatory. It doesn't mean anything terrible.
Doesn't mean it. It
means
never,
something terrific, actually.
And it was never used as a slur. I don't think it's like, oh yeah, tranny.
I think the ultimate goal is that you shouldn't point out individuality.
Yeah.
Everyone is exactly the same.
Yes, we have to be the same.
I think that's the ultimate goal of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever. Michelle, I think it was, right?
Fake empowerment.
Let's go to Philly and talk to Amber. We're talking to the broads today. Hey, broad.
Good morning, guys. How
Ooh,
are you?
the deep, manly voice you have.
I
you
like
bossy girl.
What's up, Amber?
Go ahead, sir.
What's up? Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello.
I just wanted to say, I think it's fucking retarded.
Oh, hey, watch that R word.
You can't say retarded, though.
Yeah.
You're going to call me a bitch. You're going to call me a cunt. You're going to call me a slut.
All right.
You're going to call me bossy. It just means that you don't have the balls to stand up to me. Well,
Whoa.
sorry.
Yeah, good for you. Good for Amber.
Good for you.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think the women can handle themselves, by the way. When you start coddling and banning words, that means that group can't. They're weak and they can't handle it, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Someone just writes, sounds like this bitch is on her period. Guys are hilarious.
I was always the leader in my school project. I didn't care.
Right. Yeah, true leaders don't give a crap about what is said about them.
No.
Exactly.
Can you imagine Mel Karmazin, like, crying in his office because some of his employees called him bad names?
Bossy.
Are you kidding me?
Please.
He didn't have time for that.
Ban Bossy.
He was too busy making the stockholders more money. He didn't care.
That was his jab.
Thanks, Amber.
Thank you, guys.
This really is one of the stupidest things I've heard of in many, many years. Many, many years.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sandberg said these attitudes begin early and continue in adulthood. We call girls bossy on the playground, Sandberg said. We call them too aggressive or other B words in the workplace.
B word.
They're bossy as little girls, and then they're aggressive, political, shrill, too ambitious as women.
So those words have to go.
Yeah.
Those words have to go now.
They
Those
do.
are not. You just read the next generation to go.
Right.
Shrill. You could say ambitious.
Right.
But don't say overly ambitious.
Right.
And don't say too ambitious.
People.
Look, I told you, my son's school, they used to have a leadership program, and someone complained, so now they're just hosts.
What does that even mean?
So they're not even training the youngsters what a leader even means.
It's like a cocktail party.
Because some kids get upset by that. It's not even the kids because they're too young to even understand.
No, they don't
it's
know.
the parents. So they're not even training them to be leaders.
They don't know nothing
in the classroom. Yeah, we used to call it leader of the day, but they said it. Somebody complained. So
Who complained?
You're not allowed to say who complained.
Leader is.
So now it's host for the day. They're hosting.
Fucking come out in a smoking jacket with a fucking martini glass. How you doing? I'm the host.
So we're not even training future leaders.
No, a leader, somebody that is assertive. That's a bad thing, I guess.
Sandberg's organization Lean In is joining forces with former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and Girl Scouts USA CEO Ana Maria Chavez to launch a public service campaign called Ban Bossy. The BanBossy.com website gives tips for parents. Oh, my God, let's go there. Kids, teachers, and others about how to encourage young female leaders. The goal of the Ban Bossy campaign is to help girls and women feel more confident and comfortable as leaders.
Yeah.
I was called bossy when I was in the 9th grade, Sandberg recalled. She's the broad from Facebook.
She's the CEO of Facebook, so I guess it was a good thing.
My teacher took my best friend Mindy aside, and she said, you shouldn't be friends with Charles. She's bossy. And that hurt.
It hurt. Did it hurt?
The word bossy is not the problem. The problem is the teacher was basically saying your friend's a dick.
Right.
Don't be friends with
dick.
him, which was stupid to say.
Yeah.
It's not the word bossy. It's not the problem.
No. What could we do? Is there anything on that website that tells us what we can do to help? I want to help.
I'm so angry.
It's so stupid.
If you look at the world, women do 66% of the work in the world. Women produce 50% of the food. Women make 10% of the income, and women own 1% of the property.
And they buy 100% of the tampons. And they get 100% of the divorce settlements.
Yeah.
And they put out 100% of the babies.
Yeah.
We are 50% of the population. We are 5% of the Fortune 500 CEO, Sandberg said. We are 17% of the board seats. We are 19% in Congress. That's not enough for 50% of the population. We live in a world that is overwhelmingly run and owned by men. But those numbers have gotten better. And it'll continue to get better.
And even so.
And I don't think it's going to get drastically better because you ban the word bossy. That's just not, it's not going to work out that way.
How about you do bring up something about 50% of the population getting 90% of the divorce settlement. You know, if you want to fucking play by those rules, some percentages. How about 50% of the population? How many people are dying in wars? What percentage of women to men is that? How about you jump on in? Come on in for the big win.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other percentages that you guys are not up to par with men that you're probably very happy you're not. So, yeah.
What do we got on the website?
Would you want leadership tips for girls, parents, teachers, managers, troop leaders?
Oh, boy.
Let's
go for fucking girls. I want to hear. What should we do?
10 tips to help girls flex their leadership muscles.
Teach us.
Go to that one.
Help us help you.
All right. Go to the right side of that page.
What the hell does that even mean?
Jesus.
Oh, look at all. Who's going to read all this? Speak up in class. Stop apologizing before you speak. Everyone does that, by the way.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself.
Challenge yourself. I'll win every time.
Okay. Ask for help. Don't do everyone else's work. Speak up in friendship. Trust your own inner voice. These are good tips for kids in general.
Right.
Change the world. Remember, it's not always easy to speak up, but it's worth it.
Is that being bossy?
Practice.
Practice what?
There you go.
What dumb rules. Oh, what a boring website this is. Oh, boy. Should put some porn on that website. That'd get it. Damn.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
For Beyonce to sit there and say, and me, I'm looking up Jay-Z songs, Bitches and Sisters.
Exactly.
Why don't you go, and the guy you sleep with every night who put a baby in you, why don't you obsess over why don't you bring your husband out and say, my husband is no longer going to say this word. He's no longer going to sing this song, and this song, because it says niggas, it says bitches, and I feel that's a bad, come on.
God, bringing that guap.
But you know, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
Utter nonsense.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. We're just a fucking society of douchebags that have nothing better to do. We need a real good fucking crisis in this country again. I mean, we need a fucking 9/11 style fucking crisis.
Slow down.
Because when that happened, it really jolted people back to reality, to where you prioritized again. Our priorities are so fucking out of whack right now. To even be concentrating on this is an embarrassment, a global embarrassment, when important things are happening around the globe, and we're worried about the word bossy, and that's what's making the news. Fucking Americans need a smack in the face every few fucking years.
We are pussified.
We are a bunch of fucking fags. Sorry.
Let's say hi to Lisa in New Orleans. Nolans. Lisa, what's up?
You could drink right there in the airport.
Right here in the airport.
In the airport.
Right here in the airport.
You want a hurricane?
Tom is one of the greatest characters of all time. Not a character, he's a real guy. Go ahead, Lisa.
This shit's making women look really stupid.
I agree. I think it makes you guys look extremely weak, like you can't take care of yourselves.
I agree, and I believe that them telling people to ban the word bossy in itself is quite bossy.
Yeah, you're being bossy by saying this is what we want.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
See?
Women are stronger than this, and I'm disappointed that a woman in a leadership position would say something so fucking stupid.
Because her message about be assertive, be strong, like those are great messages.
Of course.
And don't let anybody discourage you because you're a girl. Like those are really smart messages to give a young girl.
But
I work in corporate America. I can be assertive and I have leadership qualities, and I can do that without being.
I don't like her already.
Exactly, you're pushy.
Right? Listen to her.
But do you show the cleavage?
Yeah. There you go.
Donna wants to know.
More importantly.
Right. Do you go to work with a little cleavage?
Right.
And then us guys are not allowed to look.
Yeah.
Or we'll be called down to the HR office.
Do you mind a little smack on the fanny as you're walking in between cubicles?
A little pinch.
Right.
Only if you don't mind when I smack you back on the ass.
Ooh, yeah. There you go. Now you're talking.
Exactly.
Now you're talking.
Hey, Jimmy, when are you going to come do a show in New Orleans?
Oh, Jimmy.
I've never done a show in New Orleans. I did a college with Pete Corielli and Louis Ramey probably in 2000 or 1998. Yeah. That's the famous lap dance and I shot in my pants story.
You fucking came
I've
in your
never
pants.
done a full set in New Orleans. I would love to go down there and do one. I really do.
God, we need you. We need you, and I'll get a lap dance with you if you come do the show here.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Look at
Pushy
that.
broad and a lap dance.
She's a leader too.
Certainly is. She'll take it.
But
She'll be like, "Hey, put your money away. I got it."
She'll let that hair down after she leaves the office, though.
Look out.
And unbutton one more button.
She can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and never, never, never let you forget you're a man.
And she's the woman, Jolie.
Exactly, Jimmy.
All right, Lisa. Thank you for your 2 cents on the Ban Bossy thing.
Her 2 cents. Of course, a man, it would have been 12 cents.
Yeah.
And spent wisely.
Exactly.
She's just going to buy perfumes and hats.
Stupid things.
But you got some big, intelligent women involved with this.
Yeah. What are they doing?
They look ridiculous. And then Jimmy Johnson, what are you doing?
Jimmy Johnson, just fucking...
What are you doing?
Just get in your car and drive fast and shut up.
The only guy.
Oh, boy.
I started, after they showed Jimmy Johnson, I'm like, okay, there's got to be other guys involved with this. He was the only one.
No, the only guy they could get.
You don't want to be the only guy. Bossy's not good. Not cool, guys. Not cool. Not cool.
Yeah. But then again, maybe, who knows what he said. Like, they may have said, like, hey, we're doing this whole Ban Bossy thing campaign to empower young women.
Yeah.
And they may have just stressed that it was about empowering young women.
Right.
Because he didn't say Ban Bossy.
No.
So he might have said, well, I think young girls should be told to be assertive. And they just put that in like he's a big Ban Bossy.
Which is fine. But it's the only guy.
He tweeted hashtag Ban Bossy.
Fuck him then. Keep driving in a circle.
Dummy.
It's just because the message of what they're saying is being clouded by the garbage language police.
Yeah.
Like their message of be stronger and be assertive and don't let anybody discourage you. That's really smart,
right?
And it's important and it's good, and but they just go too far. Then now it's about the word bossy. That's not the problem, dummies. It's the underlying message of women not being. Words matter.
Yeah. Words matter.
Not really.
There's some good tips on this website for children in general. But to say ban the word bossy, that's where that's ridiculous.
A little over the top.
Way over the top.
Well,
you know why words don't matter as much? Because it's all in how you use them. If words mattered that much, if they were that important, then there's not one rapper that would say nigga in his songs. Or not one rapper would say bitch. Not one female celebrity would say bitch. I mean, if it was that important.
Women in rap songs are fucking just degraded.
Yeah.
So why doesn't anyone say anything about that?
They just don't.
No one does. The whole industry is like, they come out against all kinds of things, but never that.
Well, you go
ridiculous.
Well, you go after the easier stuff.
Well, that's true.
That's what happens. It's way easier to go after this than rap lyrics.
Calling a woman a bitch or a hoe.
It's money to be made.
Yeah. And also rappers don't care. Like rappers, their audience is honest. They like what they're doing, and they're just going to say what they want, and they don't give a fuck if you like it. And that's why I like rappers. Like, I love the fact that Nicki Minaj put that song out. Good. Don't anybody tell you what to say.
There's way more influence when you listen to songs like that than trying to ban Bossy. Much more. Way more. That is way more of a problem if you're looking at this stuff as problems. All right. Whew. Man, the Steve Irwin audio is brutal. The cameraman guy. We'll play that after the break.
Boy. But it's all set in the...
I didn't realize he was pretty much stabbed 100 times by the Stingray.
Yeah, who knew that? I thought it was one.
I thought it was one death blow.
Flock.
Just hit him in the bad spot.
And they the little tail just goes...
But then it's hard to get emotional because the guy who's speaking has an Australian accent, so everything goes up at the end.
Goes up at the end?
And it sounds kind of fun.
Sounds kind of nice.
Right.
All nice and pleasant. The Outback. Get a steak. Ugh, fake guy.
We getting the Ban Bossy tweets there, Sam, for after the break, too?
Yeah, we got a handful of them.
That and the Steve Irwin, actually, it's his cameraman talking about that day.
Damn.
After the break.
I like that song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just reading that Colorado collected $2 million in recreational marijuana taxes in January.
Oh, yeah? Is it reasonable?
That number should be higher, right?
Taxes? Let me think. Well, it was since the first of the year, right?
Well, for the month of January, they made $2 million in taxes.
It's pretty good.
It's all right. It's not a great business.
No.
$24 million for the year for the state.
How many people live in Colorado, though?
3.
Oh, I would have thought more.
What?
I thought that number would be higher.
Any negatives about the weed thing? I heard a lot of dogs are being admitted to the veterinarian because they're ingesting pot.
Why?
At an alarming rate.
People are just
leaving their weed laying around.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of trying to say.
And the little puppies come up and eat it. They eat that shit. Put mustard on it, fucking eat it.
Spoon Man.
It's like 90s fucking day, huh?
We should talk about 90s music. I don't think we've ever talked about it.
No, we've never done a break on that.
No, we have.
Oh, right.
Steve Irwin's cameraman.
Hi.
Finally talking. How many years has it been for the Steve Irwin thing?
Stingray.
How many years for Steve Irwin? At least
2008?
I was going to say 5.
8 years, I think. Right? Something like that?
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think so.
How many years?
Whoa. 8 years, 2006.
Nice.
Steve Irwin's been gone 8 years?
Hey, jeez.
Well, the cameraman's finally speaking. About
How's that funny
day.
looking? How's that funny looking daughter of his, Bindi?
Well, she's
she
all
looks
right.
like little Steve Irwin, though. She looks too much like little
She's
Steve
grown up
Irwin.
to be 8.
Is she?
Yeah, she's 8.
Is she chubby still?
No,
she's
kind
kind
of
fat. Let me see. All right.
She's cute.
Man. All right. She got that Steve Irwin face.
She's all right.
It's pretty funny.
She's 8.
She's pretty.
Yeah, she's not bad.
How old is she now?
She's 45. It's amazing.
Definitely.
Wasn't she the one he was holding with the alligator or the crocodile? Whatever the fuck it was.
Yes.
And there was a bunch of controversy.
Right. Like he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. In the end, he didn't know what he was doing.
He fucking didn't know what he was doing.
No, I think it was just one of those horrible, sucks to be you.
It certainly is.
Because I'm sure he knew what he was doing.
If you're Steve Irwin and you get killed by a stingray, that's like being up to plate in the World Series and striking out on a fucking wiffle ball.
Yeah.
You can't get killed.
Terrible example.
You can't get killed by something you're allowed to pet.
Right. Yeah, at aquariums, you just fucking put your hand in there.
You go to the Cayman Islands, they have, I forgot what it's called, Stingray Bay or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
And you're in the water with them in about 3 feet of water.
Not anymore.
Find that, Cayman Islands. We did it.
It's crazy.
It's really creepy because they give you food and stuff, so they swarm you, and you get to pet a whole bunch of stingrays while you're in the water with them.
Do you see that fucking spike on their tail?
You see it all, look.
Yeah.
There you go.
They don't bite
Stingray.
you?
Oh, yeah, Stingray City it's called, of course. Yeah,
Stingray
Stingray City. Yeah. That's a guy that you could also go scuba diving with him, but there's a section where you're pretty much, I'm trying to remember, maybe the water's up to your waist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they come, they're all over the place.
Like that.
It was fun.
I don't like being underwater with animals.
I bet you they're still allowing that down there in the Cayman Islands.
No, they don't care about safety at any of those places.
Nope. So here's the cameraman talking about his death.
We'd been filming, we stood up, we said, what shots do we want to get? We always tried to put the animal between Steve and I underwater, so the animal was in the foreground.
Foreground?
And we stood up and said, one last shot, you swim up from behind the animal, and I'll try and get a shot of it swimming away. So that's what we did.
So that's Steve swimming up and you're getting the shot. And what happened?
Well, I had the camera on. I thought this is going to be a great shot. It's going to be in the doco for sure. Fantastic. And
so where's this footage?
Exactly. Why won't they show it?
Oh.
Well, it's out of courtesy to the family, I think.
Why not? He's getting tagged by a sting. Who wouldn't want to see that?
Boy.
Well, a lot of people want to see it, but I think
I bet Bindi doesn't want to see it.
Right. I sort of understand why they're holding it back. Eventually it'll make it out there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it propped on its front and started stabbing wildly with its tail.
Jeez.
Hundreds of strikes in a few seconds.
Hundreds.
They're incredibly powerful animals, and they've been on the planet for 60 million years. So they've survived because they're survivors. It probably thought that Steve's shadow was a tiger shark, which feeds on them very regularly.
Oh.
And so it started to attack him. I panned with the camera as the stingray swam away. I didn't even know it had caused any damage. It wasn't until I panned the camera back that Steve was standing in a huge pool of blood that I realised something had gone wrong.
Wow. If you're a tiger shark, is stingray good eats?
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're like fucking ocean pancakes.
Yeah. Ocean pancakes. Delicious.
Would you gnaw away at a stingray? That would be horrendous. Oh, God.
Some bathers have been injured. Those beaches will be open. It's the 4th of July.
His anchor jacket.
The best.
That thing.
Let's say hi to Jeremy in Dallas.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy birthday, Jimmy.
There.
Hey, so.
Yeah?
So I've been to Stingray City down there in the Caymans, and they told us that the stingrays that got to see Irwin are like a lot more aggressive. So they probably just told us that so that we felt.
Of course they did.
But,
yeah.
You know.
What are they going to say? This could happen to you?
I would assume it's the same stingrays.
Sir?
Oh, God, oh, my God. Sir? What happens to people?
I don't know.
We're having a conversation. Imagine you're on the street and you're having a conversation and you say something and the guy just turns around and walks away. That's what just happened. What?
He just walked away.
Where's your... this is like real life.
Yeah.
You call the show, now we're going to try to have a little conversation.
A little discussion. He just walked away from our discussion.
He just hangs up.
He got bored of us.
I value my life a lot more than $3,000, Chief.
Cameraman attempts to save Steve as he's in a pool of blood after being stung. Or is it a sting?
Pool of blood? How do you clean those?
He was struck over 100 times.
100 times.
Wow, and that's short stingray for a motherfucker.
Just went
They're like Ali speed.
Yeah.
In seconds, 100 times.
Was Steve able to swim at that point? Or did
he was doing a backstroke.
It was seconds, but it felt like forever because time really did slow down for me there.
I bet it didn't.
And again, contrary to what I'd read in the papers and everything I heard at the time, which was just incorrect, the stingray barb was a blade about a foot extending out of the middle part of its tail. So it's not at the tip of the tail, it's about in the middle. It's a bit like a fingernail. And the other half is embedded in the tail of the stingray. Yeah. It didn't come out. Steve didn't pull it out. It's a jagged, sharp barb. And it went through his chest like a hot knife through butter. He thought it had punctured his lung, and he stood up out of the water and screamed, "It's punctured me lung." Within a few seconds, the inflatable that had been motoring about 30 metres away was there. So we threw him into the boat and assessed the situation for about 5 seconds. He had about a 2-inch wide injury over his heart with blood and fluid coming out of it.
Oh, boy.
And we thought we've got to get him back to the boat as fast as we can.
Wow.
And if this cameraman heard all these false facts, why wouldn't you come out and said that wasn't true?
Wow.
Damn.
Maybe he's been tormented. And he's finally
maybe he's fucking living with his nightmares.
He's finally out of shock.
Waking up with night terrors. Screaming was a little more important.
Right.
Trying to get 1 fucking minute sleep at night.
Right. It took him 8 years.
That horrid image in his head. Holy shit.
It's finally over the 8 years of nightmares.
Sam.
Waking up in a cold sweat thinking it's Steve Irwin's blood.
Yeah. Oof.
Steve's last words.
As we're motoring back, I'm screaming at one of the other crew in the boat to put their hand over the wound. And we're saying to him things like, think of your kid, Steve, hang on. And he just sort of calmly looked up at me and said, I'm dying. And that was the last thing he said.
Oh, boy.
What a thing to hear from one of your closest mates. What was going through your mind when he was looking up at you saying that?
Breakfast.
She wants more tears? What could he be thinking?
Right.
Yeah.
He's dying.
Through your tears.
He just gave you some amazing TV.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right.
I'm on this don't worry about it kick. You got the moment.
You got it.
And now you push it.
Right.
Now you're pushing because now you need the tears.
I don't know why this cameraman is so caught up with Steve Irwin. I mean, it's been a long time.
Holy shit. It's been 8 years.
I mean,
of him waking up in the middle of the night screaming.
I think it's just time.
Oh, Travis.
You know, that's the problem when you have, like, multiple things to be doing.
Oh, that sounds like an E-Rock excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. I'm trying to get the video so that I can post it on Twitter.
Were you helping someone on the phones?
No, I'm not, actually.
That's usually what E-Rock says he was doing.
No. I'm sorry, Jim. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I was just talking about Steve Irwin, and I'm like, the camera.
Hate pitching a fit.
Mind when he was looking up at you saying that?
Jim?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think I realised how serious it was. I didn't know that it had pierced his heart. I thought maybe it's just pierced his lung and we've got a good chance of saving him.
Saving him?
He probably lapsed into unconsciousness, even though his eyes were open, somewhere in those 30 seconds, getting him back to Croc 1, the mothership. And we literally put him on the duck board and I started CPRing him straight away.
But there was no hope, was there?
There's always hope. I mean, we hoped for a miracle. So I literally did CPR on him for over an hour before we got him to Low Isles, where the helicopter arrived and the medics came. But then they pronounced him dead within 10 seconds of looking at him.
Jeez.
Did he say anything else to you?
No.
Can you pause real quick?
Final words.
He just said to you, those are the last words he ever said.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Oh, yeah, he did. He said a couple other things I forgot about when I just said those were his last words.
You got it. You got an amazing moment. That's
she's trying to fucking squeeze
amazing
more
TV.
Out of it.
He's doing CPR, just pushing more blood out of his body.
I know. It's, oh boy.
That is horrible.
CPR. Got him on the duck board.
He just knew, though.
Crook 1.
Jeez. I thought it was one strike.
Hundreds.
That hit him in the heart or whatever.
I wonder how many times it hit his heart. If it like chewed his heart up, or if it was just one shot through.
Oh, God.
But it was able to, like, cut through his chest like butter. What kind of force is that that'll do that?
Yeah.
He said it's like razor sharp or whatever, but
butter
still.
on our garlic mashed potatoes here at the Epic.
Man.
Yeah.
So.
Bon voyage. Arrivederci. Auf Wiedersehen.
Let me say hi to Keith in Illinois. Keith.
Yeah, I'd actually read a couple of blog sites years ago while I was looking for the video.
Lies.
And I'd heard that it got destroyed. The video actually got destroyed. I don't know how true that is or not. But,
I am.
But do you guys find it ironic that the guy got killed by a stingray of all the fucking things that guy has fucked with?
No one ever brought that up.
Yeah,
past fucking.
I didn't mention that 10 minutes ago in the bomb joke.
Right.
Oh, well, you know.
Jeez.
Man, I can't hear what you guys are doing on this phone.
Get over it.
Get over it.
Oh. All right, let's go to Mississippi. Might have better luck in Mississippi. Brad.
Yeah, I've been to Stingray City several years ago, and they're more like pets there. There was one boat out in the middle of the bay, and you're on a sandbar in the middle of the bay, anywhere from, say, waist deep to knee deep. And the boat that was already there was feeding them. And when
Did I say all this?
I could have sworn you said all this.
Do what?
You're in water up to your waist, and you're feeding the stingrays. Stingray City, I said all this. Cayman Islands.
Well, just give me one moment.
Fair enough, Brad.
Just give me one moment.
All right.
He's being bossy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But he's a guy, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Pass the sugar. We'll make believe we're in Starbucks as we're having a little chit-chat
conversation.
about Steve Irwin.
Don't walk away.
Don't walk away.
No, exactly.
We could work this out. Go ahead, Brad.
Well, the stingrays are almost tame because they come from one boat when they hear your boat pulling up, and they come to your boat.
They know where the food is, yeah.
Well, someone else is saying that they were tame, but let me tell you something. They're still wild animals.
Yeah. Exactly.
They've been trained that there's going to be a lot of food in that area, of course, so maybe that helps a bit. But in the end, their little prehistoric brains are still, they're dinosaurs, basically.
You fuck with them, they're going to try to sting you.
Right.
With that dumb thing.
People that had on sandals or flip-flops or whatever told us to go barefooted and shuffle your feet in the sand so that you didn't step on top of them and piss them off.
Yeah, I hate when they give you those instructions because then you're in the water thinking, I'm going to blow it.
I know.
I'm not going to shuffle good enough or something.
I'm going to get stung in the foot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I bet Steve Irwin wished somebody would have given him instructions.
Aww.
Sir, why do you have to be so mean?
That's very mean.
Really?
So we're trying to raise the level here.
All right, this guy says he knows Steve Irwin's last word. Joe in Yonkers.
Hey, boys. Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah. His last breath, he whimpered out, "Slavo!"
Oh. Did he yell Slavo? That
would be just
weird.
Why would he do that?
I don't know.
It's a very odd thing to yell.
Yeah.
I know about the stingray. See, Andy in Florida. Andy.
Hey, yeah, I don't know about Stingray City and what they do there. It sounds like a wild place, but in the touch-a-tanks where they have kids and everything in aquariums, places like that, they cut the barb off. So the tail, the big tail hanging off the back, is not the part that stings.
Right. We learned that. It's like halfway up the tail, this barb comes out, and it's sharp, and it'll cut you, it'll go through you like butter.
I didn't know. But in all of these touch-a-tanks that
I didn't either.
3-year-old kids in, they cut that shit
like
off.
butter?
Right, like butter.
Nobody's getting hurt in those.
Yeah, but the problem is Stingray City, which I've been to in the Cayman Islands.
Great song by Guns N' Roses.
It's in the wide open. They're not fenced in.
No.
So they absolutely have their barbs intact.
Yeah.
So why the hell aren't they just chopping through pores like it's nothing?
Wait, nobody liked my Guns N' Roses joke. Was that really a bad one?
Did you have to reiterate that you said it? It's not good. Although I did run it through my head.
Yeah.
Take me down to Stingray City with
things right around and they'll sting you.
Jimmy, we'll see you in Florida in 2 months.
In Tampa, thank you, sir. I'll see you there.
Oh.
We fed stingrays and fed Dennis in Indiana. Dennis.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, yeah, in November we went to Antigua, and again, like that guy just said, there's a sandbar out there, and what happens is the old-time fishermen used to used to clean their fish on the sandbar in the water, and all the stingrays came up, and then they ended up fencing them in, and someone complained, and they said not to fence them in anymore, and because the tour boats were still going there, the stingrays just went there, and I asked the guy before we went in because we could swim with him.
The greatest story I've ever heard.
So I was just thinking, this is up there in the top 4 worst stories I've ever heard.
Well,
this story
I probably have the top 3
is
top of it.
so dull.
He's gonna explain the stingray.
You are a dullard.
It's just a terrible story. I'm sorry, sir.
I lost interest so quickly.
Completely.
It's one of those stories where you nod a lot and your eyes start darting around a bit.
Just looking for anything else of interest.
Giving the storyteller a hint.
A little hint to wrap it up.
Time to wrap. Wrap it up.
I'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
We
Go ahead,
held
sir.
them and we fed them and stuff like that. So, all right. I guess.
But they had the barbs or not? Barbs or no barbs?
They said they took the barbs off. Even though.
But if they're not fenced in anymore, they're not taking the barbs out.
Yeah. Exactly. Why would they take the barbs out? If the stingrays want to say funny things to each other.
Oh God, you talk about me being bad.
All right,
guy with the hard story didn't even like that.
Well, Joe's going to add something different.
Of course. Hey, Joe.
Joe in Chicago. Joe, thank you for calling the Opie and Anthony Show. Go ahead.
I don't know if I want to say anything. You guys are just talking shit.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
We are shit. We're just being
today.
silly.
Yes.
Trying to get some jokes out there. Go ahead.
I know. Well, just so you know, I've been to the Caymans. They tell you that the shit's not fenced in, but like quarter mile out, it's fenced in. All those they're supposed to be there. They are debarbed. And the other thing I wanted to say was they did a documentary with what's his nuts wife. And they showed.
He's losing confidence in his story. You hear him?
Yeah,
his voice is tailing off. He's getting lower. He completely lost confidence in his story. Yes.
We were all hoping that Israeli Mossad agents had planted a little thing in your phone that would explode.
So anyways, so they showed Terry the video, and then they showed her throwing away, destroying the only copy of it. That's why we'll never see it.
Oh yeah.
True it is, but that's what it was.
All right, I once again, I can't see how they fenced in the stingrays in Stingray City. I just don't see it. Because there's also a drop-off where it goes into the ocean.
Oh.
It's a sandbar.
Yeah.
How they... No.
It's very deep in the ocean. Hard to fence off the ocean.
And there's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
How are they sure they got every single one?
Right.
They move around all willy-nilly, so if you're keeping your eyes on them like this, like swarming bees, going, okay, I think we got all the swarming bees stingers out.
It's like 3-card money.
Right.
You can't keep your eye on it.
This guy knows how what stingray tastes like. Don?
Don on the phone?
Hey.
Yeah,
Not a good start.
Don, you're off to a rough start, Don.
Yeah, start over. Take a deep breath.
You don't want to start a story with then.
I lost my train of thought.
All right, come on. We can do this. We can do this.
I grew up in Florida, and the stingray thing with a show up on your feet shit is because if you don't, you'll get nailed on it, just like the guy was saying before, that you'll step on them, they freak out, and they'll jab you, and it hurts like shit. It's happened to me. The second thing is that stingrays taste just like scallops. You go to some of your cheesier East Coast seafood displays, and you're not eating scallops, you're eating stingray.
Really? Oh, they make them look like scallops with that cookie cutter thing.
Yeah,
a cookie cutter.
They take like a punch and they bend it a little bit because scallops, of course, aren't exactly round.
Right.
They take a punch and they kind of bend it a little awkward, and I'll just punch the crap out of them, and then they fucking serve it to you, and there you go.
Cursing does not make the story more interesting, sir.
No, but I like the fact that that's where fake scallops come from.
Fake scallops.
You finding that fucking Malaysian airline plane couldn't have made that story more interesting. If you said I got stung by a stingray as I stepped on the plane wreckage, I still would have lost interest.
Yeah, that happened to me a long time ago when I was a kid.
I know, it's a good story. I like it.
Thank God you made it through.
Let's go to Larry King. Larry!
Yes, question, boys. For the what happened to the grocery?
What happened to Steve Irwin's groceries?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That's not a good Larry King. John in Providence, though, has something. John.
Hi, I'd like to say that I think the stingray that killed Steve Irwin was a real sea monster.
Sea Munster.
Who's that from?
It's the cheese thing. It's a callback. I like it.
Wow,
I like the callback.
That's an old callback.
When everyone came up with the same joke over and over again.
Right.
The Munster guy.
The Munster.
Very good, John. He just reworked it for this one. I like it. Another guy knows what stingray tastes like.
Oh, boy.
Let me see what this is.
I bet it's scallops.
Les in Alabama. Les.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
First name is I Could Care.
All right, Les, go ahead.
Not his first name. His last name is interesting than the last caller. Go ahead, Les. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Les.
Stingray tastes just like chicken.
Just like chicken. Everything else tastes.
That will be it for the phones today. Thank you, Les in Alabama.
Good run with the phones today.
Even grading on the Alabama curve, that was awful.
Yeah.
What's this Vice documentary? I'm all about Vice. I haven't seen this one yet, though.
Oh, yeah, this was a good one. Sal turned me onto it.
Uh-oh, it's about gays.
Yeah. Vice, I go to Vice's YouTube channel every Saturday and Sunday morning. Yeah. Because there's nothing on TV, and I just check out Vice's videos. They're great. They're really, really well done.
Yeah, Vice is
and they're
good.
They're all over the place in a good way. There's so many different topics and subjects they hit on. And I watched one that had really good potential, but it fell slightly flat. The guy who took acid and then did stand-up.
Wow.
Did open mic.
That would be horrifying.
Did it on purpose. Like, all right,
I would think, yeah.
I guess there's a guy, I think he does some kind of series where, like, he has people do acid and then do, like, regular stuff. Not regular stuff, but stuff.
Stuff that you wouldn't normally do on acid.
Yeah, I forgot some of the other things he's had people do on acid, because I only saw the first one so far, and it was this guy that was going to do, some stand-up at an open mic night. And it fell just a little short, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the concept was pretty cool.
Yeah, concept sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah. And then that led me to some, I don't think it was a Vice video, but like they were experimenting with housewives from the 50s with LSD.
Wow.
And they got a lady that takes LSD. It's a black and white.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's trippy, man.
Was she all fucked up?
Yeah, it's like, don't you see that? You want to find that?
Sure.
Might be, put 50s LSD experiment. And then we'll lead to the new Vice documentary that you said Sal turned you on to? There you go. There she is. Yeah, listen to a little of this. Dr. Sidney... Here, pause that. Sorry. That's the setup. Dr. Sidney Cohen interviews a research subject and administers LSD to her at the Los Angeles Veterans Administration Hospital.
Wow.
1950s housewife tries LSD.
Well,
she volunteered.
I see. Do you feel you're normal?
I hope I'm normal. I think so.
Well, a little while back you took quite a series of psychological tests, and I can assure you that you're a very stable and well-balanced person as a result of the tests. And how do you feel about coming here and drinking this strange material?
I'm a little nervous, perhaps.
Well, I think that's normal. Well, I think it's time for you to have your lysergic acid. Drink this down, and we'll be back after a while and see how you're doing.
Right. For the first time, some housewife from the 50s.
This is a glass of water, colorless, tasteless. It contains 100 gamma of LSD-25, 1/10 of a milligram, the equivalent of 1/600th of a grain.
Wow.
An ounce of this material will make 150,000 such doses.
1 ounce.
Let us observe the effect.
Look how happy
3 hours later.
the researcher is. Look, she's holding her index finger up in the air.
Well, tell me.
Well, I just couldn't. I couldn't possibly tell you. It's here. Can't you feel it?
Oh, wow.
This whole room. This everything is in color, and I can feel the air. I can see it. I can see all the molecules.
All the molecules.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?
No.
I'm trying.
She's looking around the room.
Oh, it's just like you're released or you're free. Or,
She's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can tell you.
How do you feel inside?
Inside.
Don't make her think.
Really inside.
Oh, boy.
Is it all one?
Freak her out.
Yeah.
Hello, there's a black gentleman coming in the door.
It would be all one if you weren't here, and if nobody else. Yes, everything is one. You have nothing to do with it. I am one with what I am.
Wow.
I can see everything.
She just sounds like any dumb broad.
Everything. You have to see the air. You can't believe it. And the dimensions and all the prisms and the rays and everything coming down through you and moving.
Get over it.
What does this all mean to you?
Catching a fit.
I've never seen such infinite beauty in my life. It's like
She's kind of sexy.
a curtain or a spider web.
She's dead now.
Yeah.
Can you see it? It's right here in front of me, right now.
Oh, boy.
Watch.
She's getting emotional.
No.
She needs the old 50s belt in the face.
Exactly.
Whoa.
You know what went through me?
She's freaking out.
Went through her.
It passed right through me.
Holy shit.
She's zooted.
Me? I wasn't any me.
Oh. This LSD is something.
Pan to the psychiatrist, he's cranking his pud.
Oh, just jacking. Wow, she's like biting her fingernail.
With this ghoul.
Creepy physician.
Yeah, it's like McCluskey.
Is all this pleasant
Stand her
or
up.
unpleasant?
Pleasant or unpleasant?
Or aren't these the right words?
Thought I told you MILFs to stay out of here.
What seems pleasant, unpleasant?
I bet she's got the biggest bush.
Oh, exactly.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Big, hairy thatch.
It's
Like a thatched roof.
There's rotten curtains behind her.
Yeah.
Can't you feel it?
No.
Everything is so beautiful and lovely and alive. You shouldn't say anything about anything not being. This is reality.
How did they think this was bad then?
No kidding.
She's like talking
Look
about
right
how good
over there.
everything is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's pointing at something again.
She's pointing at the ceiling.
Are you looking? Can you?
Yes, what should I see?
You're like, all I see are monsters. And then you freak her out.
I wish I could talk in Technicolor, or let you see. Can you? Did you say you can see it?
No, I can't quite see it. Tell me about it.
Damn.
I can't tell you about it. If you can't see it, then you'll just never know it.
I'd like to see her after this, when she comes down and talks about her experience. Cool again.
He just goes.
He's like, yeah,
okay.
You know how you know old 50s footage? They couldn't do it. They didn't do anything with the shadows on the wall behind them. The lighting was not as advanced in these shoots, so there's always some dumb shadow on the wall.
If you want more of that video,
cool.
I think they have like a few, doctors or psychologists or combination of whatever.
Talking about?
Yeah, talking about what they think what was going on there and stuff. So
she is dead.
I bet that was some pure fucking LSD.
Yeah.
Like that was probably some really good stuff.
Yeah.
This is a glass of water.
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 Water. Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Vice led me to that video. I don't think that's a Vice video officially, but, you jump on that internet, you don't know where the hell you're going to end up.
It's a fucking crazy journey you take. Man.
Absolutely.
Hop on that old information superhighway.
There's their stand-up on LSD.
Did he make any sense?
Well, I mean, it's the build-up. He's in his apartment. He's nervous. He takes the LSD. Then he has a tough time leaving his apartment. He's not sure if he could even walk down the stairs. They get him finally to the club. I think we fast forward right to. He's only on stage for like a minute.
Where is the comedy? Where does he do it?
England somewhere. London, I believe.
I'm getting up there, and then it was silent. And it was suddenly like, because it was silent, like my mind kind of took a breath.
Stand-up comedy on acid.
There's this space for me to think.
Space.
I may as well just tell my joke. So, the SAS, they've not got any people left in them, so they they have interviews, open interviews, and a farmer comes along and he goes, I want to join the SAS, I'm really brave. And they say, well, what's brave about you? What in your life? And he says, well, one day I was out farming and the tractor broke down 3 miles away from where I lived with my wife, Mrs. Farmer, and she the tractor broke down. I looked into the tractor engine and it bolted back to life and it ripped one of my arms off. So I was like, shit. I've only got one arm, and so I grabbed that arm and I ran all the way back. Mrs. Farmer, she sewed it back on. And here I am. And I said, that's very brave, well done. You're definitely in to the SAS. And he said, thank you. I'll see you on Monday. No one gets it.
Fuck
yeah!
You like that one?
As I said, at that point, I like all the anxiety kind of was melting away, and I was starting to have fun. Actually, it was like chariots of fucking fire. I was like, I'm going. I'm like, I'm on my way now, and then literally like almost running into your arms.
That one's called stand-up comedy on acid on Vice's YouTube channel. Like I said, it fell a little short,
that
but
one wasn't that good.
But the concept was pretty good.
Yeah.
Give a guy some acid and then just have him go on a stage like that.
You'd think that would be a freak out thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Out.
There's another clip. I'll have to find it for after the break. There's these two girls, and they go and do crazy things on their YouTube series through Vice, I believe. And they decide they're going to go to a trucker stop that has a strip club. You saw that one?
No, but I read about these truck stop strippers or something. Truck stop strippers.
And they decide they want to see how it is. And there's two normal girls. I believe they live in Brooklyn or something like that. And they go there into this really creepy strip club. And the name of the club is named after the highway, so whatever. It's like I-80 or whatever. I forgot. But there's a guy that they interview that could be the creepiest human being I've ever seen on video.
Wow.
And he has a story to tell. I don't want to give any of it away, but I want to find the clip for after the break. And it creeps them the fuck out.
Where was this truck stop?
I don't remember. Yeah, it's that one right there. It's called, if you want to look at, I mean, it's long. It's 30 minutes long. We're not doing that, obviously. Jesus. It's called Life as a Truck Stop Stripper on Vice's YouTube channel.
Do they strip?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all kind of in. If you, keep going. I'll find the guy.
They're pretty, too.
Jeez, maybe we can do this really fast. And they talk to the strippers that do this for a living, and then they realize they got to do lap dances if they're going to actually make any type of money. And
where are they? They're not in New York, though.
I thought I don't know.
Are they upstate?
That's the guy. Oh, boy. Go back. They run into this guy, a trucker, at the.
He looks like a serial killer. Yes.
This is creepy.
He looks like the stepfather from, the father from. The Damien Eccles story. The West Memphis 3.
Yeah.
This made my hair. You know how they say that, but for real, stand up in the back of my neck. This guy creeped me out so bad. All right, just play it from here. I think we might have it.
Next thing I know.
Oh no, go back,
Sam, please.
Sam.
Bum.
Go back. Somewhere in there, maybe.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shot beautifully, man.
I love dumps like this.
Yeah, show the girls stripping on stage with the smoke, slow motion, bending over,
great
taking her bra off.
Are they totally nude?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, I like naked.
Oh, yeah. And then they go to this guy. This whole documentary creeped me out. It was well done with the music and everything.
Yeah, it looks creepy.
And the camera shots. Lonely truck drivers. Truck stop.
I want to go there.
Yeah, it looks seedy.
Yeah, do you like seedy?
Yes.
This girl's just dancing, and it's very slow motion, weirdly done with the guy handing the money.
Shove a buck in her.
Really showing just how lonely this whole thing is. Okay, here we go. This guy is creepy.
I'm blind in my right eye.
How did that happen?
At 18 years of age, I got drunk. I woke up at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego.
Wow.
Enlisted. Next thing I know, I wake up in Vietnam.
Oh,
I'm a pacifist, and I come back with 112 confirmed kills.
Stop it.
I can't handle it. I sit down one day with a bottle of wild turkey and a 357 sitting on the table.
Whoops.
I drink 3 fingers, I put 1 bullet in the pistol, I spin the cylinder, and it goes click. I drink 3 fingers, I put a second bullet in the cylinder, I spin it, it went click. I pour 3 fingers, I drink 3 fingers, I put the third bullet in it, it went off. I was found 7 hours and 39 minutes after I shot myself.
Wow.
And was still alive. I woke up 6 months later.
It's a nice fucking sleep.
What a scar he has, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your tresses need not stand up on film.
Their hair.
Yeah, pause for a second and go slightly back. Wow. Yeah, this guy has the scars to prove it. He ain't bullshit.
Yeah,
he's blind in his right eye because that's where the bullet went in and out the top of his head. He's got a massive scar. Really creepy looking, and this girl is just talking to him. And then after that story, he takes his hand and caresses her hair. And then listen what he says about the power he has over women.
Oh.
I was found 7 hours and 39 minutes after I shot myself.
Oh, yeah.
And was still alive. I woke up 6 months later.
Oh, thank you.
Your tresses need not stand up on film. Females don't realize that a man can make a slave out of them with just 2 pressure points on their body. Those pressure points being
in the back.
Now I have captivated, if I were to go in semicircles,
he's doing it to her.
Ovaries, your uterus, and your heart.
All right, this guy's fucked up.
All we contact are auras. If I were to touch the shield of your aura, it's a way of having intimate contact, to where you feel my heat and I feel yours without having sexual contact.
He's got his hand over her, like, breasts.
Not touch her, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I was born a 17th century Celtic priest. I have not been allowed to touch myself or be touched by someone else in a phallic situation. I am a virgin down here.
Wow.
I am not a virgin here. I enjoy the beauty of other women. Do I enjoy, pardon my touch, their touch?
She's creeped out.
Do I enjoy their smell? Yes. Do I enjoy their souls? Yes.
He's killed women.
And she walks away.
Great ass.
What's a helicopter?
And then they go on to other stuff.
Wow, that's...
Is that
fireworks off in the parking
Is that
lot?
creepy or what?
That's pretty goddamn creepy.
Wow.
It's like the titty twister, that fucking place. Holy shit.
Let's say hi to Ron in Indianapolis. Ron.
How's it going, guys?
Hi, Ron.
You been to that strip club? What is it called?
It's Club 203.
Yep, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's in it's Moriarty, New Mexico. And we just kind of went in there as a goof, but I'm almost positive I've seen this guy because he's kind of one of those guys that once you kind of see him, and I sat next to him at the bar and heard him talking about making people drink shots of cum and just crazy ass shit. We hung out, had a beer, and left. I don't even think we even saw the strippers. It was just too weird.
Yeah. There's a weird vibe with that place, and with that guy just hanging around. It seems like he's there a lot.
Where is it, sir?
New Mexico, you said?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's Moriarty, New Mexico.
Okay. Yeah, your phone's crapping out. Let me go to Remy in Missouri, who's also been there. You've been to the 203, Remy?
No, there's actually a few of them around the country, but they're all pretty much the same creepy vibe. I had one where they had a shower show where you wash the girl's vagina with a soapy loofah.
So you get to wash her vagina?
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's helpful.
Suckers in there. Really good cheeseburgers.
Something about eating food in an establishment where you can wash a girl's pussy.
I only did that one time, and it was in a place in Dallas. That place we went where they had the steak. I forget what it was called.
Oh, it was called. I was just talking about. Oh, you weren't here, I guess. Yeah, the Lodge.
The Lodge. The food was good there.
Oh, that's what I said to the guys. They said it was one of the best steaks I ever had.
The lobster. It was really weird.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The food was excellent, and the women were great. It was a nice place.
It's a rarity.
It was a gentleman's place.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Let's go to Dan. He's got a problem, I guess. Dan, what's up?
What's up, Dan?
Yeah, I never thought I would miss the terrible interviews you guys do.
Why? What's the matter?
Yeah, what happened?
What happened?
So it's just you guys watching videos now.
Well, we were kind of describing what we were watching.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think a housewife on LSD is pretty interesting. You don't need to actually see the video. Her talking was pretty interesting, and then that creepy guy from the truck stop strip club was interesting to listen to. No?
It would be mildly interesting to watch at home by myself, but not to listen to on a radio show.
Well, then I guess the show has passed you by. You got to move on.
Yeah. How long did you listen to it for?
I don't want to move on. I like the show.
No. But if you're hearing a segment you don't like, why don't you just put something else on and come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what am I going to listen to?
I don't know.
That's up to you.
It's not our problem.
I got other choices.
Something better than people watching videos.
When
I
I'm
guess.
looking for my entertainment, they let me down all the time, and then I go check out something else for a little while.
Right.
As kind of an aside, actually, my friend from high school makes that show for Vice.
So why wouldn't you be supporting them?
I haven't seen it yet, but he also makes Vice 8 Eats and Tattoo Age, which are also very good shows.
Do you know there are people listening to you talking saying this sucks right now?
Yeah, and they wish we would go back to the audio of the creepy guy.
So it's all relative.
Why don't you guys play a video and I'll just comment on it with you?
Well, dude, the reality is this: the audio says that the guy shot himself in the head.
I think you don't need
That's
the visual.
self-explanatory.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That guy was downright creepy. It was something I saw, and I decided to bring to the show because I thought the guy was just a real creep and worth listening to.
And we
there's some things we play on the show you don't really need to even comment about.
Right.
That's just downright scary, that guy.
All right, I'm sorry.
You certainly are.
No, we're not even, whatever. I mean, if that's how you feel, it's fine.
I don't accept your apology.
I accept it.
Let's say hi to Andrew in New Mexico. Andrew, you've been to the 203?
Hey, yeah, a couple of times, unfortunately.
Is it a creepy place like they show on this documentary?
Well, yeah, well, I don't know. I'd necessarily call it creepy. I guess the whole state's kind of creepy, so it matches.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, no, I stopped in there one time. My buddy made me pull over. He's, oh, it'll be great. And he fucking stuck $1 on my head, and the girl on stage take it off my forehead with her butt, which would have been fine, except for I had the most overpowering fucking smell of pennies. Like, I'm pretty sure that bitch was on her fucking rag. It was
oh my God, it's horrible vag
Oh,
smell.
Coppery.
Ugh.
That's great.
There was another guy.
And I tried to...
Yeah, go.
I tried to get a dance from a different chick, and fucking in the middle of it, she just starts fucking fighting with another ugly, old, like, fat stripper. And then by the time I left, I'm pretty sure they ended up slipping my buddy a freaking roofie in his drink. I don't know.
Oh.
He was fine when we were leaving, and then, like, 2 miles down the road, he was just gone.
Maybe he was drinking alcohol.
Right.
That's true.
Well, yeah, whatever. My buddy can hold the liquor.
Right. All right, Andrew.
Anyways, punch it out, guys.
Okay. By the way, also, with these videos, we do put them all on our Facebook page and tweet them out through our Twitter account, O&A Show.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, helps the whole listening experience, I do believe.
Exactly.
So, you can see that whole documentary that we just played that quick clip from.
Very cool.
The gals did a good job with this.
Interpol identified second mystery passenger on the plane. No ties to terrorism.
That they know of.
That they know of. Exactly.
Obviously.
Right.
And it might not be, but...
The mystery deepens.
Yes.
They're still looking for that plane.
A lot of people searching for that thing.
Yep.
Mystery.
That club where they wash the pussies.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take this.
Yes, we do.
There's another guy that couldn't wait around. They said it's either that club or another club. They let you wash the girls' pussies with a loofah.
Sounds good. A loofah. Would you loofah my stretch marks?
Greg in Illinois. Greg.
Hey, guys. That club that guy was talking about is Club 76 in Youngstown, Ohio. They wash your pussies with a loofah, and then you take a lollipop, stick it up her pussy, and then try to stick it in your mouth.
Oh, I hate that stuff.
Don't do that. Stop it.
And then right next door to it, there's a massage parlor. We refer to it as a rub and tug.
Right.
Some old broad, they'll put you on this table and give you a table shower for some ungodly amount of money. Then you go next door and then whack your butt off to what you just seen.
Who wants to fucking put a lollipop in a vagina in your mouth?
Yeah, why?
You ruin the lolly.
It's terrible.
When I was working at the Fox in Buffalo, we went up to the strip clubs, and we brought our PD. He was a cool guy. And they did that, and we all like, ugh. He had glasses, so the girl had to wear his glasses all sexy.
Of course.
And then she's like rubbing on her pussy. I think she even inserted it and then put it back on the guy's face, and they're all just smeary.
Nothing worse.
What's
than
fun about that?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing worse than snail trails on your glasses.
With
snail trails? I never heard that before.
The local Long Island strip clubs, the strippers would like walk on the bar, around the bar. Actually, and your drinks are on there. Yeah. And I would try to, cover my drink, but not look like I was doing it because I didn't want to insult her, lest she not come back to show me her pussy.
What's gonna fall?
I don't know. With those girls,
well, you weren't going to take a chance.
No. Yeah, you got to cover your beer.
Let's say hi to George in Illinois. George.
Yes.
Hey.
I just wanted to say that that guy that you're describing in videos, I think he's full of shit.
Maybe he is. No, he probably really thinks that way. I understand there's some that do. But we're constantly like playing stuff and going to the phones and just to try to hit on something that we can now discuss and talk about.
Yeah.
That's
how this works in the end.
The videos that you were describing with the guys hanging from the high height and climbing up, when you talked about them guys climbing up on that crane, the hair on the back of my neck was standing up. You described it so well.
That video was wow. That one was rough. Yeah.
And I wanted to say,
and then I got to say, we got a bunch of guys that take these breaks and they sync up the audio with the actual video, and then it becomes a whole nother viewing experience for the hardcore fans. They love it. They love that stuff.
Yeah.
And can I say, Jimmy, I just loved your Netflix show. It was excellent. When you hit the punchline and smile great big, I think of that every day. It's so funny.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. It's for sale on my website. And I asked for retweets, and the only people that retweeted me were Opie and one other guy.
You noticed?
Bob Lee, yes, of course.
Oh.
And Florentine.
And Florentine retweeted you. All right, he's now listening to himself. Sal on Long Island. Sal!
Yo, what's up, boys?
I didn't even know you asked for a retweet, Jimmy. I just retweeted it.
No, I appreciate it. It helps.
Sal.
So Anthony was talking about these fucking Long Island strip clubs, right?
Yeah.
My boys took me to my first strip club ever. I turned 18 a few months ago. And we went to this place, Lake Cafe. How fucking gross and stuck up are these Russian bitches at these fucking Long Island strip clubs?
Yeah, we talked about it. When we were growing up, it wasn't Russian girls.
No, they were all just regular Long Island girls.
That's a relatively new thing the last, 10, 15 years, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a while. I remember the transition, though, from regular local girls to the Russian girls, and it was like, oh, what the hell is this? They don't seem to care about me.
I haven't been to a Long Island strip club in many years, but they were never that. They were pretty rough in general.
Never posh.
They were pretty rough.
Yeah.
Now, if you go up to one of these strip clubs with all the regular girls, and they're talking to you, and you say, maybe in a little bit, I'll take a lap dance in a little bit. They're like, oh, all right, it's cool, and they come around, come back around. These Russian bitches, they'll fucking curse you out in fucking Russian.
Yeah, and then they keep coming back.
Yeah, they come up to you, and you're like, no. They're like, like, what the fuck?
Long Island's hilarious. You walk in, there's fucking, like, pagans at the door.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking biker guys that'll rack your fucking head with a pool cue if you mouth off.
They were fans of the nighttime attitude, though.
Were they?
Yeah, they certainly were.
The big black guys in the fucking fur coats, the fake fur coats.
Are they pimps?
Oh, God. Yeah, no, they're not pimps. No, they're not pimps. They want to be pimps.
Right.
And they're walking back their fucking Toyota Camry.
Thank you, sir. I got to move on because, see, this sparked a conversation.
See?
You're seeing it work right in front of your eyes.
Magic.
Let's go to Paul in Canada. Paul.
Hey there, Paul.
Hi, A.
Good.
Hey.
How you doing?
I sell, Paul.
I got to tell you, Paul, I see what you want to say, and I just don't believe it. So, good luck selling this.
He did the classic tilt his head back on the stage to give the girl some money in his mouth. And when she leaned over him to get the money and give him a view, he felt something hit his eye. And he went, and it was all infected and sore and red. And when he went to the doctors, they pulled a crab out of his eye.
A crab.
A crab fell out.
Yeah.
Come on. And then ended up in your friend's eye. Don't they like to grab on nice? They're not just going to fall out.
You know, you never know, though. Did she rubber box on his face at all?
Rubber box?
No, she was elevated above him.
Oh, okay. Because I'm saying maybe it got into his eyebrow or something. That could happen.
Oh.
Maybe they saw him and wanted to jump ship, something cleaner.
Yeah.
Right.
That fucking eyeball looked fucking...
Thank you, sir.
Very inviting.
You know how disappointed a crab must be when it falls into an eyeball?
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice warm anus to a fluidy eyeball.
Warm
Let's go.
That's terrible.
Let's go to Kevin in Atlanta. Kevin.
Hey, so down here they have a very famous strip club called the Claremont Lounge.
Never heard of it.
Its shtick is old, fat, nasty women. And anytime someone like famous comes in town, they have to go visit this horrible place.
Are you gay, sir?
No, sir. So,
no, he's just Southern.
It's got the gay voice.
No, it's Southern.
I thought it was the gay voice.
Nah.
Yeah, it's a little Southern. But look,
it's Southern.
the most famous one of these strippers is an enormous black chick named Blondie.
Yeah.
And her two redeeming tricks are she could crush a beer can with her tits.
Right.
And her bush, in order to get it blonde, she uses baby powder and hairspray. And when she dances on the bar,
right,
it snows. And when Anthony was talking about covering his drink, I had to tell you,
okay.
the grossest thing. Google the Claremont Lounge and you'll see.
I think that was in another Vice documentary I saw. Because, Atlanta's known for their strip clubs. That's where that whole Make It Rain thing originated from.
Really?
And all these clubs are competing amongst each other. So the girls are all coming up with new tricks all the time. And I do believe they went to the Claremont to show the other side of it, where it's one of those places where, strippers go to die.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and I do... The documentary I saw an old, fat blonde woman, and she was still like stripping there, and I think she was doing the matches trick on her nips and stuff.
Nothing worse than tricks.
I hate a trick with tits.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's awful. But
why doesn't she just dye or bleach her fucking pussy hair? She powders it and then sprays fucking hairspray over it.
Does she do all that in front of you, or she does that in the back?
Old Thomas Jefferson wig pussy.
Right in front of you. See, that's her thing.
Oh, it's her shtick.
Yeah, if your body is falling apart a little bit, you got to come up with a little trick to keep,
Gotcha.
All right, punching out, fellas.
To keep your career going. Goodbye is right. Let's say hi to Danny in Dallas. Danny.
Oh, Dallas
Morning,
Danny.
boys.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know if you happened to caught it on TV, but I was watching the other day that new show called Sirens about paramedics and shit. And anyway, happened to look, and guess who's on there? Bob Kelly with a bottle in his asshole.
Yeah, we got to get that scene. I heard about it.
Yes.
It's disturbing. Let me tell you, since we're talking about ugly women and what they do.
Oh, see, he's implying.
Right. We'll get that clip for our show. I haven't seen Sirens yet.
It's actually home footage that Bob had to sign off on them releasing.
Is that one and done for Bobby, or is he going to be on the show a little bit?
I don't see how they'd make that recurring.
Yeah. Bottles just become bigger.
Yeah, where he comes in every week with something different.
Hey.
One more. One more. We go to the Poconos. Actually, Scott in Jersey. Scott, what's up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Just wanted to add to the conversation a little bit. A place we usually go for bachelor parties for my friends is called the Pleasure Dome in the Poconos, and immediately when you walk in, they kind of grab your cock and kind of start pulling you toward the back.
Yuck.
To try to get you to sit down and give them money. But you'll notice that there's a ton of girls that once they start walking towards the stage, they start getting yelled at by the bouncers, which I could pretty much assume is probably because they're either runaways or illegal or pregnant or have some sort of defect that they don't want to make them actually headliners. And they kind of get yelled at, and it's pretty amusing. So, wanted to add that. But love you guys, love the show.
That ain't gonna help.
When did you?
Thank you.
When did you phase out of that conversation?
A while ago.
It was pretty early, right? Yeah, me too.
It was funny on the screen because it said they greet you with a cock shake.
A cock shake
instead of a handshake.
To shake your cock.
But he didn't say that.
No,
he
he
didn't say
didn't.
that part.
No, he didn't.
Nope.
Damn.
All right. So this all started with the Vice documentary that we didn't talk about. Sam.
Yes.
Just went on a little tangent there.
We do have insight on the Pleasure Dome, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
What do you mean?
There are blowjobs offered.
Oh, yeah?
And fucking goes on.
Fucking goes on at the Pleasure Dome?
From what I've heard.
From who?
I heard a voice in my headphones that can't be removed past my headphones.
Uh-oh.
Well, you can't just say that.
Was it?
From what I've heard from Troy.
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
Troy Kwan.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not allowed.
Troy is saying. Well, I have no idea.
That's what I mean. That's what I said.
You got to say it that way. I have no idea.
I don't know.
I've never
think
been
you could say
there.
that.
From what I've heard.
I don't think they'll have a problem if you say that blowjobs are given out at the Pleasure Dome.
From what I've heard.
Yeah.
What you're hearing.
Yeah. My
Gotcha.
sources are telling me.
Gotcha.
Horses.
All right, we got the Vice documentary that we were going to talk about before we just talked about all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's on Ambien.
Yeah, so
that Ambien, some dangerous shit, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm supposedly you're only supposed to be on it for a little bit. A little bit.
Well, yeah, the problem is with people, like, if you can get past the part where you're sleepy, fucks you up.
Right.
It also, supposedly you need more and more of it. Like, people have said, like, yeah, one would work, but then I would need two. And then, it's just a whole thing. And you start making phone calls on Ambien. It's just
Crazy. You start cooking. Yeah, we've done the stories.
Yeah,
over
and
the years.
Nicolini did that.
Oh, that was from you.
Jill Nicolini almost burnt her fucking apartment building down.
Does she remember cooking on Ambien?
She got up in the middle of the night, put a fucking pot on the stove, and
started cooking.
And then the pot just melted on the stove.
Oh, my God.
And has no memory of it.
No.
Wow.
How was the meal?
Not good. I wasn't there at that time. This was pre-Anthony. Mm-hmm. It's good, though. It's like she was roofing herself. Fucking nice. Stick the tip in.
Anthony Radio Gem.
And then I went into that bathroom.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what the that's not one dump.
Yeah, it is.
Jim, there is so much shit in there. It's filling up. It's like a big pot full of meat.
Just say it. Big boy made a duty.
This thing is above the water line.
It's mighty like a glacier.
It's above the water line.
You can't see how much is below it. It's like an iceberg.
It's raising towards the heavens in a statement, and the statement is, Big boy made a duty.
Can we put a party hat on it or something?
Oh, dude, I'd love to.
Hey, can we do like Mr. Potato Head with
Mr.
Jimmy?
Shithead?
Yeah, let's do Mr. Shithead. Could the interns maybe make little like things
Get
like
in there.
eyes and stuff?
Get in there, breathe it in, enjoy it, be a part of it.
Sure.
How much for someone to pick it up in their hand?
What we need done is your hand would have to go underneath the duty in the toilet. Pick up as much as you can in your hand.
You don't have to close your hand. You just got to kind of scoop it up straight out of the toilet.
A loose little holding of it, and then go.
Big boy short did make a duty.
Sure did.
And then when you drop it, you have to say, bye-bye.
And then drop it back into the bowl.
You what?
I think I'm going to pass on this.
$200
Let me a little
bucks,
hat.
$300
Here's my 100.
to talk to the duty. Let me see how you
That
look
would
with
be
the
very,
duty hat on. Put the duty hat on first.
All right.
Look at him in his duty hat.
All right, the duty hat has to be bigger. All right, the duty hat has to be bigger.
Can you make a duty hat a little bigger?
And you gotta like get, we gotta like pin it down.
We got a big duty hat.
Yeah.
I like, that's not a bad duty hat. Which one? I prefer the light duty hat.
I like the big duty hat.
That big newspaper one is just silly.
I like it though, the big duty.
And it says big duty on it.
No.
Now, you do understand, the hand has to go, I would say, from the front of the bowl.
You have to scoop under.
To the back, and your knuckles must slide along the porcelain.
You're trying
so
to...
you're getting underneath.
You're going for a classic scoop.
You're
not going in the middle.
Yeah,
You're not cut in the middle. You're
like
going,
a steam
You're
shovel.
getting underneath this thing. When you feel the heaviness of the duty, then you lift
Then you
up
lift.
and you present to the camera.
Keeping it above the toilet at all times, but out of the water.
All right, let's...
And above the rim, and then you you address the duty.
Duty hat, Jared, has to come out of nowhere. He's just got to come out of nowhere and walk into the bathroom, and then Sam follows him in.
Wait a minute. How about his first line could be he runs out of the office and says, "Did someone say big boy made a duty?"
Okay, I like that.
All right, ready?
Hold on. Good, Ant?
Ready. Action.
Hey, Jimmy, what happened in there?
Big boy made a duty.
Did someone say big boy made a duty?
No.
Big boy sure did make a duty.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. Give him his $20.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, end scene. Wow. That's a wrap, people.
Bravo!
Oh,
Jared!
boy.
Oh, my God!
Kids are in the pool. Now back to the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
What the? It's not my birthday.
Wow.
First Supergroup Asia.
This is Supergroup Asia.
Listen how epic this is.
Epic.
Epic intro. For the first Supergroup Asia.
Oh, boy. You like this? Sam, good stuff? No?
Not good stuff at all.
You gotta wait for the hook.
Oh.
Stop being impatient. Might learn something today.
The hook should come out from side stage and pull them off. Dun, 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 dun.
It's coming. Relax.
Oh. Don't cry.
It's no Valkyrie, but it's good. Roland's in studio with the Asia update. Of course, the first Supergroup Asia.
When are they coming? What day we got them?
Yeah, we're booking them for the third Super Show.
Yes.
When is the third Super Show? A couple weeks?
Well, it's all dependent on Asia right
All
now.
right.
Yeah. Well, the lead singer went on the internet. He Googled you guys and heard a clip about you guys talking about Asia.
Oh, he must. All right, cool. So
He said he heard you guys making fun of Asia,
Uh-oh.
and they really slagged the band off.
They really what?
Slagged means that you guys mocked them a lot.
Uh-oh.
We
Are you sure slag doesn't mean good?
No.
You told him that was Sam Roberts, right?
Promoted the band.
Yeah.
But
Uh-oh, so what happened?
But the Valkyrie video is not up to, Asia's standards.
High standards.
High standards, I should say. So we're just helping them out a little bit. You can't like film on a beach that has a lot of rocks and seaweed, and you can't like film with the sun going down so low that everything's in a shadow.
I bet that wasn't the part that they got mad at.
No, it's part. You guys were saying he was fat, and we were saying that the song stinks, and it was not a good.
And
segment.
one of the guys from the band looks like he has dementia.
Yeah, it was not a compliment.
And they told him to just walk around the city, and we'll film it, and we'll just put it in our video.
So what's the bottom line here?
Yeah. Well, the manager goes, any suggestions? I was like, oh, well, maybe come back to me in a
Know
few
what that
days.
means? Know what that means? You beat the shit out of my band, but man, we would love the publicity.
We need some we need a push.
Yeah.
I say we work it out with the first Supergroup Asia.
I think we
Send him this clip. Dude, that joke we did about that Asia video, I can't believe That went over the air. What nonsense.
Yeah.
That's a good video.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that so many times. I was cheering.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, cut right here. Send that.
Should we watch the video again and make sure that we... What? No?
That might help.
Yeah, you know what? It might help if we...
Valkyrie.
Hey, listen.
Valkyrie.
Listen, let's just redo that segment in a positive way.
All right. I think we could do this.
Yeah, let's just do it.
All right.
We
In
can
a
do it
positive
quickly.
way,
We
though.
can do it
Sounds good.
quickly.
Okay.
Is this helpful, Roland?
Yeah, it'll help.
Unless if he has on demand.
Starts off nice.
Wow.
Oh, it's the new Asia song, right?
Very nice. I like that shot. Going in
that's
fast motion over
lovely.
the water. The sun going down in the clouds.
Daddy looks great.
Classic Asia harmonies. I like it.
He doesn't look too fat.
Not at all. He got the sunglasses, the goatee. Looks
A couple weeks on
handsome.
the treadmill, he'll be back down to his original
Here
self.
we go. Yeah, nice beach.
Oh, besides
Beautiful
the shitty
beach.
rocks and the seaweed, but we could
Beautiful.
sweep that up, right?
Beautiful beach.
Oh, look at that well-shot video. The old guys are all there.
Look, they're going to black and white for no reason at all, but that's okay.
That's artistic.
Right.
Artistically done.
Wow.
And now
This
they're in a
is good.
subway, even though they were just at a beach. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
The dichotomy.
Yeah.
Dichotomy.
Look at that. He's
Duality.
just standing there with a white shirt singing. That's what I like to see.
Nothing says fat like wearing sunglasses.
Oh.
That's right.
And then, let's get rid of the shitty seawall. Oh, wait, they can't redo this video? This is the official video?
Yeah, he's behind a seawall of rock, behind the wall of public opinion.
Oh.
See, there it is.
Yeah,
Perfect.
shadows.
And then you just got a person walking in the background because you couldn't clear the beach and keep everyone away during your shoot.
There's no positive spin.
Oh, this is great.
No, a rotting wall, that's great. That'll sell the song.
No, it will, because it's about the old being knocked down for the new.
Here's the guy wandering around the streets.
It's good.
Valkyrie!
Lovely song. Excellent.
Now they're just showing the clouds.
Excellent.
For way too long, but that's okay.
I don't think this is going to help.
This guy is attempting to set up his drums, but he never really sets up the drums by the end of the video.
I do remember that from the last time we watched it.
That's got to be a bit artistic. Back to cloud shots, why not?
But they're in fast motion.
And now more crappy rocks on a really lame beach. Back to the rotting wall. What's wrong with this video? It's fine.
That's good. Valkyrie. It's good. They'll come on the show, right?
Yeah, how about now? We spun it different.
Yeah.
A lot of people grow goatee to trick everyone that you have a
chin line.
A chin line, yeah.
He's the one that.
What happened?
He's the guy who Googled the clip.
Of course he is. He's the only one in the video.
Yeah, he's the only one that still
What a smart guy,
understands
though.
reality.
That's a smart guest.
Yeah, I know he's not. He probably was hoping to hear something positive. Like, all the
I
guys
know.
will love me.
Look at this guy. He just got out of a subway train, and now he's going up the escalator. And now more clouds.
More clouds.
A lot of clouds in this video.
Enough with the clouds.
Especially in the whole Malaysian Airlines.
Well, we'll work on it.
Hopefully.
I still hold out hope that we'll have the first supergroup Asia on the show.
Roland,
Travis.
when are we getting
Bell Knox.
this girl?
Next week, it looks like.
Yeah?
I'll talk to her.
We're going to get the Duke girl next week?
What's up, mama?
Do you think I could have sexual intercourse with her?
I'm sure you can.
It'd be nice.
I hope so.
You have the cashish.
I have some cash.
In a nice house.
I'll be willing to make a movie. I'll just say I'm making a movie.
Yeah. Open the pool early.
Yeah. What is it? $1,200 a scene?
Yeah, upwards of, which means she's doing a lot of scenes for less.
I would do like a few scenes,
Or
pay
do a
her
Kickstarter.
few grand.
Yeah.
Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Just go, oh, this is a movie I'm making. There's no fucking SD card in the camera. It's not even on. But, yeah.
You know that Kiss has been saying farewell for 14 straight years now? They're up to 14 years of saying farewell. That's a whole career. They started their farewell tour 14 years ago.
And they're still going around the world saying goodbye, huh?
Yep.
Good for them.
14 years, so what, 2000?
Good for them.
But didn't we see him say goodbye in Boston, I think? I think we saw him in Boston say goodbye, and that was before 2000. So what was that tour? Was that the first goodbye tour?
Did we see him at Madison Square Garden saying goodbye?
I thought it was in Boston. Maybe it was both, or maybe it was Madison
I
Square
remember
Garden.
seeing Kiss. What was that? Wasn't there Flying Paul Stanley?
Yeah, it was all that. It was great.
Was that Boston?
I thought it was Boston.
I thought it was the Garden.
I thought it was the Garden.
I thought it was Boston.
Yeah, I think it was Boston. Not sure, though.
Not sure.
Could have easily been both.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what is this Vice documentary, Sam?
Well,
I didn't forget. We're back on track now.
It's about the, effects. Apparently there are neurological effects to Ambien.
What do you mean?
It's curing people of things.
Like what?
Apparently it's some of it, it's got the ability to normalize functioning in certain types of damaged neurons. A phenomenon called the Ambien effect.
Phenomenon.
Okay.
And this guy's like a voiceover guy, right?
Right.
Yeah. And he got all his wisdom teeth taken out.
Right.
And then they fucked up or something because now he can barely talk.
But Ambien cleared that?
Yes.
That's silly.
That doesn't make sense.
Wouldn't it be more about the teeth?
In a small town.
Let's take a look.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
You know you love it.
I got you a Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
That should make up for all those years I wasn't a father.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
She's one of my favorite clips. She's spilling her guts out, and he thinks he can make it all go away with a Louis Vuitton because now he's making money.
Yep.
But I got you a Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
We got that clip.
He's made one bad decision after another, Ted.
He certainly has.
What's his name again?
Ted.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams, that's right. The homeless guy with that voice.
Yes.
I got to see the Louis Vuitton clip before we move on. There he is.
I got you a Louis Vuitton.
It was when he was on the Dr. Phil show with his family.
Right.
And
Dr. Phil exploited him for a little bit.
This is a long clip, though.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I got you a Louis Vuitton. Whoa. It might be right around there. There's the Louis Vuitton.
Was that, hi, mommy, hi, mommy,
Yeah.
hi, mommy?
Go there.
It wasn't the Louis Vuitton for his daughter.
Yeah, that's
All right, well, let's bring Ted in.
There's Ted.
Everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Celestial. Oh, baby. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hi there.
Saying his hellos.
Look at you, Spiffy.
These are all his kids he hasn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
He's been an asshole.
Oh, God.
What is me crap? I guess that would be the youngest daughter. That's why she's crying more.
It's Tyrell. All right, baby.
Jesus.
How great would it be to be homeless and just get rid of all your responsibilities in life?
Thank you.
That would rock.
Just walk out on everyone, everything.
How's it feel to see these guys all together? Oh, God, it's truly beautiful. Truly my wife and my daughters and my sons. It's too much, man.
Yeah.
It's just wow. Anything you want to say to them that
They got you a Louis Vuitton.
I know that's always glad to each one of you. I'm glad y'all hung in there with me and had some kind of hope. And you prayed that something not quite as big in magnitude, but I'm glad y'all kind of stuck in with me. And you too, Patty, that you never gave up on the idea that there was a possibility that I had still something.
Blah, blah, shut up.
We're getting in too deep. I just wanted the Louis Vuitton clip. We got to cut our losses there. So the Ambien thing is solving some medical miracles there.
That's right.
Yep. Let me hear a little of this.
To speak. Roe's career was ruined, and he was forced into retirement at the age of 52. One night he stayed awake on Ambien to find his voice had returned.
This is how I talk now.
And so I traveled to Orlando, Florida to meet Tom at his former studio, Sunspots.
But I don't understand. Wouldn't it be the teeth?
Yeah.
And there's probably, I guess
Maybe
there's some kind of muscle
damage.
nerve damage. Yeah.
Right.
Like you yank it out and the root kind of fucking did something.
And what, the Ambien just relaxes that nerve a little bit?
I don't know how it works.
So you get those golden tones back.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
I was the voice of Circuit City when they were in business for 6 years. I did a lot of Nissan.
It all ends tomorrow.
that kind of stuff. When I hear myself or see myself speak, it's hard to believe, you know? It was like a country song. I lost my career, and then my dog died, and you know what can I do other than if there was a job for someone with a speech disorder?
Is he trying to?
So how come he can't talk?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Like he's talking sometimes, he's not talking,
and he's holding everything together so he can talk. He's holding his neck tight.
It's making my throat hurt. Just looking at him.
No. What is he doing, Sam?
He can't talk.
No, he's
But
talking
he can.
fine.
Is he?
He was saying shit about.
I would use him.
For what?
Have him voice the channel. How great would that be?
She just looked at me when I was like going. She didn't know what I was doing.
I don't think it's proper to we talk about this guy like this.
Yes, sounds like. What was his name? Nobody wanted those fucking characters.
I'm Craig Schinkle.
Right, Craig Schinkle about it.
Better to love it to have lost than to never have loved. Schinkle about it.
Just cliche.
Let me hear this. Schinkle about is you getting hit by a car.
That's me.
Yeah, it is.
That's not the type of humor your body here on the Opie.
That's true. Sorry.
I want to go back behind the mic again, but I'd like to speak without pain.
You're struggling, man.
For someone that hasn't experienced anything like this, could you describe?
Looks like Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black. Trying to get
Right. Yes, with the man's suit on.
Yeah. He has a shitty studio, which means his business wasn't that great before all this went down.
Oh, all he needs is a mic, right?
I guess.
Better studio than I have.
So when does he take the Ambien and sound good?
You know you love it.
Let's
now
go.
You're impatient all of a sudden?
Yes.
You just
He's going to take the Ambien in real time, and we got to wait an hour?
This fucking clip is like Ambien.
Feels like muscularly.
Yeah.
If you took your bottom lip and pulled it hard, as hard as maybe as hard as you could, out, and then took your neck, and grabbed it and pulled back,
right,
and your forehead, and pulled up, and your cheeks.
I don't have enough hands to do all this.
Exactly. What are you, a fucking octopus pulling your face apart?
And I feel everything.
It hurts.
Turn on. The only drug that works is Ambien.
Is it reasonable?
Yeah, he sounds like he's eating a hot potato.
To test Ambien's therapeutic effect, I asked Tom to promote a Chevy spring event.
The Gene
Jesus, got
Chevy
lizard tongue.
And we're taking $8,000 off.
I think he's trying to get a lawsuit going.
For what?
He's going to sue the dentist.
Oh, was it the dentist?
I can hear me.
Oh no, didn't he say?
And inside me, reading that. I know the rhythm. I know the sound. Drives me.
This is crazy.
Unlike many brain trauma patients who don't experience Ambien's typical hypnotic effect,
now he's taking
Tom
Ambien.
started to become inebriated.
Inebriated.
Inebriated. Stand above the apes. Tonight on WGN. And you'll need to arm them with the skills, the knowledge, and the confidence they need to be victorious.
He's awful.
That's pretty good.
It's funny.
So he's tense. Ambien relaxes him.
Yeah, it's working. It's not there yet.
Yeah, but you got to be sleepy all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
General Grant was busy with his forces. There was something going on deeper in the South.
The sun had set, and although Tom had to fight a strong urge to sleep,
strong urge to sleep,
stopped.
It's Mardi Gras at Universal Studios. Oh, and you're gonna love it, Cher. We're gonna have a big time.
Who wants to hang out with him if that's the only way he can talk?
Awful. He holds his
And
throat
now,
again.
with the Ambien in full effect, I once more asked Tom to promote a Chevy
he looks sleepy.
spring event.
Yeah.
It's the Gene Messer Chevy Spring Event, and we're taking $8,000 off your next Tahoe. That's right. Get a brand new 2010 Chevy Tahoe at Gene Messer Chevrolet, and we'll take $8,000 off MSRP. It's time for a new
Try doing
Chevy
8,000
Tahoe.
Steven
From
Singer
Gene
gold
Messer
rose reads, you
Chevrolet.
fucking prick.
Yeah, this guy's weird. What could he possibly have that would make that happen?
I don't know.
He's going to need 400 Ambien.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs a psychologist. Whatever. Whichever one is the one you talk to.
He can't talk.
There's one that you talk to and one that gives you drugs.
I have no desire to figure that out.
What is it?
I get it wrong half the time.
One gives you drugs, one yaps at you.
He probably got
the
tired.
yapper one he needs.
Because his therapist would probably listen to him and he was starting and he got tired of the therapist saying, like, speak clearly.
Yeah, I can't understand you.
What?
So that's weird. How's he going to work? He's going to take an Ambien and like try to not fall asleep and get a few things done.
Yeah.
That's good.
Snoozing.
That is strange, though. What are they saying? What are the experts saying? Instead of this college kid who decided that he's got a good case subject for a documentary.
Documentary guy.
Right.
I bet you it's because he's fucking tense. What could Ambien do?
Let's get the Dr. Steve on the line.
There's a physician in England who's on the cutting edge of Ambien research.
Everything out of England's a lie.
Is that right?
Yeah, every news, a bit of news out of England is lying. It's like 90% fibs.
Yeah, they don't have accountability over there.
According to the Daily Mail.
Across the pond, they don't have accountability.
Oh.
Where's Dr.
Dr. Dean?
We have our expert. Let's see what he says about the Ambien thing, making this guy speak properly.
Has he been researching
until
Ambien?
he gets very tired. Nothing worse than you're really tired and you got to stay awake. It's the worst feeling ever.
Oh boy, driving's the worst. That
eyelids.
is so bad. Where you just get lulled to sleep and then you do that. I was just asleep for a second. I'm hurtling down the road and nothing was in control and I'm in this thing.
What's scary is like the conversation to have with yourself where it starts making sense to close your eyes for a second.
Oh my God!
Like,
you could just do this.
just for a second.
I'm
It's
only
okay.
doing 80.
Right, it'll be okay.
Just in this fucking tons of metal, doing 80 miles an hour.
But the logic.
Let me just shut off the controls
that you have with yourself.
Yeah.
I think it'll be all right.
You could do it.
What?
Just relax yourself.
The guardrail will bounce me back on the road. I'll be awake by then.
I'm just going to halfway shut my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
And just lay back here. Yeah.
Dr. Steve's in a meeting.
With what?
Whoop.
One of his future corpses?
Exactly. It's not a meeting. It's a goodbye ceremony.
It's calling them meetings now, right?
Goodbye ceremony.
Yeah. He has this ritual where he brings in the toe tag and he tries to make it fun.
Oh God!
And he waves.
Terrible.
He waves like you wave to a kid with the
His
hand clapping.
toe tag.
Yeah, we expect things to go rather quickly from here.
Now I see that we went to the end of this video. Is there any other stuff for the people out there?
Is it like Flowers for Algernon? Does he start talking all wacky again?
Yeah.
It's wearing off. Oh boy!
Like that movie with De Niro, that The Awakening.
Or that one.
Yeah.
Awakening.
He tries making
Awakenings,
a house out of sticks or whatever, and then this dumb handshake and knock it all over.
That movie was depressing.
Yeah,
Giving everyone hope like that, and then it goes
was all
away.
fine.
See, I thought it was a great comedy up until they woke up, and then it became a great comedy at the end when fucking Leonard's all walking around all willy-nilly. Hey, this is willy-nilly, and I'm walking around and I can't quit shaking.
Oof.
How does it end there, Sam Roberts?
It feels like
he's babbling.
So you got to end with him being
alive
awful again.
when I do that. Don't do that. Close zoom.
You sure he had wisdom teeth pulled? Is that what happened?
What started out as a serendipitous discovery
Serendipitous?
may now represent one of the most important interventions for brain trauma.
Yeah.
With time
trauma
and medical
wisdom
research, who knows
It's a long route right into his brain.
We try to push along this research on Zolpidem. All the research that you do is actually just out of interest and goodwill of
former Nazi
of people who are trying to find out what's going on.
Then we turn their eyes blue with dye.
Insomnia drugs are not optimized for patients with brain damage, and therefore there is a lot of money to be made by if people develop this and optimize it specifically for
fucking Nazi
for people with brain damage. Tell to myself, get it on. It's.
I don't know what these guys are saying.
I don't know.
What are they saying?
Audio Ambien.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, we got Frankie
Avalon?
Faison.
Valley?
Frankie Faison is coming in today. He was on the wire. He was on the wire.
Yes. He was in Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs,
The guy
yes.
sat in front of the
Yes.
in front of the little celled-in area.
Coming to America, Do the Right Thing, and he's in that Cinemax show, which I've not seen, called Banshee. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Banshee, Cinemax original series, Fridays at 10.
You may know him just...
This Friday's the series finale. Yes, Sam Roberts.
Just this morning, he was having car trouble. So he's running late.
Oh,
guys running late?
Adios, au revoir,
Huh?
Yeah?
What does running late mean?
It means he's probably like... He should have left the house by now.
Where does he live?
In the city.
So he's left.
City could be one block away, or it could be...
No one has car trouble in the city.
No one does.
I read the email.
This sounds like a scam. I think we're trying to be scammed.
This guy's going to give us a suggestion on how to get Asia back in our good graces.
Oh, good.
Let's say hi to Steve in Jersey. Steve.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Steve.
Okay, very good. Apparently the manager from Asia sent you an email today asking you for advice on how they can get the band back on track.
Yeah, I did all that. So now you just say how we can do it.
I know. Well, I'll tell you how to do it. You revisit the first record because that was the best record of the early 80s. You get Steve Howe back in the band and let him do his thing because all the other stuff isn't up to par with what the supergroup was supposed to be.
How many people have you said this to at a party that walked away while you were in mid-sentence?
Holy shit.
We have no desire to have a serious conversation about the first supergroup Asia.
Right.
Understand the bit, sir.
What's wrong with you, sir?
And I don't know if Steve Howe could do it anymore. I think he's like 70-something years old.
Is he really?
And I believe in rock years, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Dr. Steve.
It's Dr. Steve.
Steve, guy gets his wisdom teeth taken out, messes up some nerves, it looks like. He says it's like his bottom lip is being yanked out hard, and the back of his neck is being pulled the other way, and then the top of his head is being pulled upwards, something like that.
He tries to talk with his tongue is sticking out, and he does this.
Right. And he does a lizard tongue thing, like as he tries to talk.
But he's an announcer. He does the voiceover work, and then he takes Ambien.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he can fucking talk again.
Wow.
What's that, Dr. Steve?
We didn't call you for a wow.
We could wow ourselves.
Exactly.
We wow.
We wow.
We wow. We didn't go to medical school, so we wow.
Dr. Steve, comment?
I don't like doctors just going, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, comment. Steve Howe is
Unless he's
awesome guitar
checking my
player.
cock.
I know Steve Howe is an awesome guitar player.
Wow.
I understood. Yes, how do you pee out of this thing?
I have no idea. You know,
No?
Ambien is an interesting drug.
Certainly is.
It sure is.
It's what they call, it potentiates this stuff called GABA, which is...
When you talk a lot.
We've had a lot of Gabos today on our show.
Yeah.
What GABA does is kind of quiets down the nervous system.
Allegedly.
So if this guy has all of those symptoms that you talked about, with him feeling like his lip was coming out and the top of his head is coming off, those are all neuropathic symptoms, meaning that he's got damaged nerve.
Allegedly
damaged nerve. Exactly. And they're firing signals to the brain that are nonsensical. They're saying, well, my lip is, 3 feet long.
Oh, shit.
And the brain has no choice but to just accept these signals and try to interpret them the best.
Is it similar to when you lose an arm and you still feel that arm?
Yeah, kind of.
A phantom pain.
A phantom pain, right.
Phantom neuropathy is where the nerves are firing, still firing signals to the brain, and the brain is interpreting that as coming from the fingers that are no longer there. So this GABA stuff is This is worse than taking a fucking oral exam.
The only difference is there's no hands on the back of your head.
So the GABA or the Ambien is
Yo gabba gabba, yo gabba gabba. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it works.
Go right ahead. Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt.
We're just kidding.
That makes sense.
Now, this Ambien stuff is hilarious, though. I've got a friend who who took it, and he found himself on a ladder on the second floor of his house washing windows at 2 in the morning.
Fuck.
That is hilarious.
People just start doing things they would never do.
Exactly. What would be hilarious if he was washing windows and he fell out?
Yes.
Well, yeah. My wife would take it, and she would wake the kids up at 2 in the morning and play hide and seek with them.
Oh my God.
Oh, what's that about?
That's a little fucking...
It makes you do crazy ass shit.
Yeah, it sure does.
That was her excuse. She was building in an excuse for the time where she took Ambien and then played hit the mustachioed man with the hammer while he sleeps and collect on the life insurance.
Building up a defense. What they say is that it's a vast minority of people that have those kind of adverse effects with this stuff. But once the psychiatrists I talk to say once that stuff starts, it doesn't stop.
Wow, really?
I don't know why I said mustachioed man. Do you know I picture Dr. Steve?
Right.
I know exactly what you look like, but I picture Dr. Steve sometimes like I pictured him before I ever saw him.
Yeah.
Like as a guy with a mustache.
Oh, right. Bushy mustache.
Oh, you did, right?
Yes, I absolutely did.
Oh, all right, okay. So I'm not crazy.
All right, hold on. Brother Joe wants in with you and Anthony. Let's say hi to Brother Joe. Joe.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
I wanted to bring up what Steve was just talking about, the nerves actually sending signals to the brain, even if it's not, if you can't actually feel what's going on. When I had my vasectomy done, that's something that's exactly what happened to me. I was laying there totally numb. Doctor said I started feeling nauseous as hell. Like I had a puke. I mean, really feeling shitty, like I was going to pass out. And the doctor says, "Oh yeah, this happens all the time. So even though you're numb, you can't feel a goddamn thing. The nerves still send the signal to the brain, and it's like you just got kicked in the nuts really hard."
Oh, you feel nauseous?
They sliced the when they sliced the tube that transmits the sperm.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much all I have.
Spermatozoa.
Yeah. That way the fluid doesn't come out that way. The sac won't produce it.
Yes.
It hurt it didn't hurt. You felt
Semen.
Yeah, you'll ejaculate and air shoots out like it's an eye test.
Ejaculate.
It was god awful.
I think on some level the brain knows when it should be feeling something, and when it doesn't because you numb that area, it kind of makes you physically ill.
The same seminal fluids from the prostate.
Yeah, that's what will happen. A lot of times you'll have a vasectomy, and then cottage cheese just falls out into the vagina.
That is the other thing, totally unrelated, that I wanted to bring up to you guys was look up Pedro. San Pedro Sula. The name of the well, it's where we're going. 2U is going to play down in Honduras. It's a town called San Pedro. Well,
You're a drug mule.
Tegucigalpa was not bad. That's the capital city.
Right.
San Pedro Sula. I looked it up after we accepted the gig and I was contracted. It comes in at #1 most dangerous city in the world.
Oh, God.
There are 3 murders a day in this place, mainly due to like drug cartels and gang members. A lot of MS-13 down there, and it actually comes in. Well, Kabul comes in #3.
Oh. That's nice.
So I'm going down there on April 5th.
I thought you told me the band was doing well, Joe.
Yeah, right. You're playing fucking war zones.
It's actually a Harley Davidson rally. It's a
good bikers, Honduran bikers. Jesus.
No, Harley Davidson, the company.
That is what you call a perfect storm,
right?
Yeah, Miami Heat. The cheerleaders from the Miami Heat are going.
Oh,
if I didn't go, I'd be an
it's going to be like that scene in fucking Apocalypse Now where they bring the bunnies to the fucking...
I I was thinking it was more like
Warzone.
Three Amigos going to Santo Poco.
That great movie.
Feeling a lot more like that. But this weekend we're busy as hell too. We're over at the Emporium on Friday.
Food Emporium.
Not the Food Emporium.
No, Patchogue Emporium. It's a rock club.
Patchogue.
Good old Patchogue doing.
Yeah, Colin will do 10 minutes on Patchogue. Run conk him out the conk.
Yeah. In between telling us our interviews stink.
And then we're down in Bel Air, Maryland.
He's all right. Your tour information.
Fort Lauderdale. Well, notyou2.com is where to go to find out where we're playing.
There you go for all your not U2 needs.
Thank you, brother Joe.
That is
all
correct.
right.
All right,
man.
Steve, when's your 100th show happening?
Yeah,
look
we're
at this.
recording live
Cross
March
plug.
22nd. We'll air April 1st, appropriately enough. And Brother Joe and I did a little project together. Mostly it was Joe's work. But,
It was Joe. 100 shows. We do that in our sleep.
I know.
Why are you celebrating that?
I know.
100 shows.
One of my
shows. Oh, isn't that
moments.
cute? Isn't it cute when the podcasters get up to 100 shows?
Look out.
Aw.
That's a career.
Oh, my God.
for less than 2 years, and really, I was talking to Anthony about it. I said, yeah, dude, we're going to do our 100th show, and he was like, oh, congratulations, and I could hear that. It was like, shut up.
Yeah, 100 shows.
See, what?
Fuck, I do that in my sleep.
100 shows, only 74 suicides.
100 shows.
Yeah, we get it. You guys do.
We do at least 20 a month, so we've already
boy.
done close to 50 this year.
Yeah.
Alone.
All right, gents.
All right.
See you later, gentlemen.
Steve, I'm just
Have it
fucking with you.
All right,
That's a
guys.
great milestone, for real. Thanks, Brother Joe.
Yes, congratulations.
Later.
And Steve was mad that he didn't talk about the Cosmos with Neil Tyson.
All right.
Yeah.
Cosmos.
Rave reviews on the first show. Congratulations to Neil Tyson.
Yeah.
Over 8 million people watched
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Really?
That's great stuff.
Oh,
I
wait.
did a little thing on my Reddit about the speed of light, by the way, just in case anybody's interested in looking at it.
What did you write about the speed of light?
Well, just the thing that people never talk about is why the speed of light is that speed.
Ah.
And there is a reason for it. It's not just a number that the universe pulled out of the air.
Well, I have a theory.
Yeah.
Because it used to go faster, but it got tired of getting tickets. Boo.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Christ.
is that a good one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I really should just walk up and leave.
Oh, they're saying I've got to go.
Oh, are they?
Good. Sorry, Lexi. Good.
One of these days I'm going to find out why the speed of light is that speed.
Well, I can tell you.
Yeah, why?
All right,
Why don't you explain dimmers,
Help
though?
us out.
Explain dimmers.
Yeah, does that
My
mean
lights go on very slowly
Yes,
in my
and he means that
apartment.
metaphorically.
They go on very slowly.
Don't call me dim no more.
Officer, call me.
Go back to your chalkboard and figure that one out.
There you go.
So, Dr. Steve?
Yeah, okay. Remember that light is an electromagnetic wave, right? Well, they didn't know that when this guy, Maxwell, came up with his equations.
Did he have a silver hammer when he was doing this?
Well, it turns out that since it's an electromagnetic wave, there's this constant that talks about how an electric field can permute through space. Okay, it's called
in his house. He served coffee.
What is permute?
Well, just how it.
Can you count how
an
many
electric
people can't
charge
talk?
is felt at a distance in space. Okay, and that's called permittivity. And then the same thing with the magnetic field. It's called permeability.
Okay.
And you can measure these things.
You know, I found out I was cooking through this whole conversation. I didn't even know it. I woke up, started cooking. See, because it's like Ambien.
No, go ahead. Permute.
Permute.
I'll make it real quick.
That's a great vacation spot. The island of Permute.
Multiply them together and you take the inverse, the speed of light pops out. And so when they figured that out, they said, well, shit, this speed that we just calculated is exactly the same as the speed of light. So so light must be an electromagnetic wave, and it turned out that it was.
Steve, that's not actually true.
Protons.
Steve.
Yes.
That's not actually true.
Okay. Fair enough. You win. I don't know what do you mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just want to sound smart.
Yes, well. Okay.
All right, then.
Yes. All right. So that's it. Anyway, Reddit, DR Steve, and it's on there.
Yeah.
So fuck yourselves.
Whoa.
Hey, that's good. Some bedside manner there.
And where do we go to hear this podcast that you're getting rich off?
Riotcast.com/weirdmedicine.
Very
or
good.
iTunes or Stitcher.
Damn.
Weird medicine.
Yeah, you got to. There's permute and there's permeability.
And then, Saturday nights at 10 p.m. on XM 103.
Permutation.
There you go.
All right,
Dr. Steve. The great Dr. Steve.
Yes, we love you, brother.
Okay.
You're amazing.
They can't all be gems. All right.
Weird Medicine on the Twitter. If you got something wrong with your balls.
There he goes.
We're going to break now.
Yes. Oh, I was singing this around the house the other day. Just walking around going, "Be right here tomorrow, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy,
Silverchair.
right here tomorrow."
One of the bands we bought beers for over the years.
Yeah.
Silverchair and Days of the New. Or two, I remember. They would always have them at our events, and then these guys, poor saps, would be sitting around and going, "Hey, man, can you get me a beer? I'm 15.
Yeah. Wow.
I think these guys were 15 when they hit.
It's the 90s. What were you going to do? We were a similar age to them guys, so.
For everyone waiting patiently for our Frankie Faison interview, it's not happening.
Are they waiting patiently?
He's got what's called car trouble in the middle of the biggest city in the world.
His car trouble is legit. They told me it happened, but the
Yeah.
fact that he's not hopping into a cab. Fox had paid for his car, and he has a car service, which actually broke down.
Yeah.
So instead of just hopping into a cab, they're waiting for another, which is so stupid. So that's
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
Of course you would. That's a dumb move.
Not smart on his part if he wants people to watch this show and its season finale. Let's just call it This Show.
Yeah. I finished watching House of Cards.
Do you like it?
I liked it a lot.
Both seasons?
Both seasons. I don't know, is there going to be a third season?
I think there is.
Because
I haven't seen the end of the second season.
Yeah, it was renewed before the second season
Yeah?
was released, yeah.
Because the way it ends is kind of like, all right.
I actually heard there's not going to be a third season.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
She made that up.
Spacey's so fucking good in that, man.
Yeah, maybe I did.
He's so goddamn good. And then the guy from Major Dad was in it.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
Good. Major Dad.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you want to try to scheme?
Yeah. Oh, look, it's little Riley.
The heck is she doing here?
I would gather that the Tefts are getting together for something.
Doing a little family thing
Travis,
today.
comment?
No, she's just stopping by, and then she's going to a picnic in Central Park.
Oh. Is it going to be nice today?
It's going to be beautiful.
60 degrees.
Yay!
And then the temperature will plummet again.
It's all right, though. We're done. We're
Are
good.
we?
Yeah, we're good. They hit you
think
hard
so.
one more time, but in general, we're good. We're
Hey,
done.
Rye Bread. Hi, Rye Bread. Not going to talk? Well, you shy all of a sudden?
She doesn't want to talk.
She's bossy. Bossy little kid.
Ban Bossy.
Yeah.
They're saying 18 million watch Cosmos in the U.S. I heard 8.5 million, but they're saying 17.5.
Come on.
17.5 million.
It's on 10 networks now.
Jose.
It's on a bunch of networks.
Yeah, they blocked it out. So, I mean,
That's pretty
you can't
good.
avoid it on Sundays. Good for Neil Tyson.
Damn. That's a lot of people looking at you.
I put together the video of him walking out of frame. It's
Oh, yeah? Didn't work?
Got to cut my losses.
Didn't work out?
He likes to walk out of frame a lot. It was all right, but not worth posting, I guess. Kim Jong-un wins 100% support in North Korea's parliamentary election.
Come on, that's hilarious. What the fuck?
I understand these dictators do this. Like, you got 100% because no one ran against them.
Yeah.
But can't they put a goof guy in there like the Harlem Globetrotters do, just to make it look kind of fun?
Nah, they don't want to take any chances.
No?
What if he won?
It's embarrassing.
100%
Yep.
of the vote.
With no one else on the ballot, state media reported Monday that Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un was not only elected to the highest legislative body in North Korea, he won with the unanimous approval of his district, which had 100% turnout.
That's 100% turnout, too. Imagine if you didn't vote. They'd probably drag you and kill you. You would be killed for not voting.
What a horrible way to live.
They should do that here.
North Koreans went to the polls on Sunday to approve the new roster of deputies for the Supreme People's Assembly, the country's legislature. The vote, more political ritual than an election by Western standards, is generally held once every 5 years. So he's been in office 5 years already?
Really?
Or do you have a shorter term because his dad died?
His dad.
I don't know. Did he celebrate by feeding one of his relatives to the lions?
Yeah. Killing him off. Good for him. Congrats. What a great country he's got.
Sure.
Pitch black at night. No food. No culture.
Oscar Pistorius, we were talking about him a little bit. I guess he puked when they did the graphic testimony yesterday.
Old spatula feet.
But he caused all that, so why is he puking?
Well, it's
confused.
It was very graphic testimony, I think.
Right. Of the autopsy itself, or
I think so.
Or her injuries, or
well, I think it was describing her injuries and stuff.
Right.
There's people that said he was freaking out when it happened, like in a way that you would freak out because you accidentally killed a loved one. I don't know.
But what was he thinking?
First of all, you don't
absolutely
shoot the door.
did not accidentally kill her. He fucking shot her through the door.
I know.
He's fucking probably because hearing that stuff in the moment you do it, and then you hear that stuff after. It's still upsetting. He regrets doing it.
Sure.
He absolutely blasted her on purpose.
And he thought it out ahead of time. Like, all right, wait, if I blast her through the door, I could say this. Right?
What was just? I don't know. If he premeditated or was it an argument?
Premeditated things happening.
During an argument.
Yeah.
She was probably being a bit bossy. Leading up to that night.
Don't use that word.
So he started thinking about maybe some things he could get done.
Yeah.
Where he could possibly be let off the hook.
I don't know. I don't think he was even trying to kill her, to tell you the truth. I think he wanted to lay some shots through the door to fucking
scare her a little bit.
Hey, you dumb bitch, I'll fucking show. Yeah, and then whoops.
That sounds pretty possible.
Yeah. But he's going for,
He's in trouble because there's no jury.
The judge.
There's no shenanigans
Here comes the judge.
With the judge.
Because he was hot, too.
He knows the law.
She's smoking.
He knows the law.
Yeah.
The jury system is really strange. I know it holds our whole country together, but like you're just a regular Joe. And one day you go downtown, and next thing you know, you're supposed to be an expert on the law. That's kind of crazy. Shouldn't you have to take a course or something?
And you get the education on the law as you're hearing the testimony. You're supposed to be.
You're getting it on the fly. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
You're cramming.
Crazy.
You're cramming.
Yes, you're cramming.
I always found that a little strange. I did the jury duty a little while ago. I didn't get picked for a case. I told the whole story. I don't have to reiterate it.
Did you have a jury duty hat?
I didn't have a jury duty hat.
Like Cream Pie Jones?
But I thought it was really strange because the guy's explaining the case and the law and stuff, and I'm like, I
don't know this.
I think I need to go to school for this.
Yeah. This is really important.
Right.
I don't know about this.
Maybe a traffic case or something. I don't know, but
for a goof.
But wow.
Yeah.
That's scary. I'd rather have, a judge.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of that in this country, though, just a judge.
No,
not as much.
A few.
Yeah, I know.
I think you can opt for it in some cases in some states, right? You can say, I want a judge.
Got a lawyer who's represented murderers. He says sometimes they break down even when they're guilty. Yeah, I would imagine that's true.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, they found the plane.
Crowdsourcing.
They found the plane, Sam.
Whoa.
I don't know. I think you're lying.
You just made that up again.
It's like
the fourth thing you've made up in the last hour.
Hey, it's Ocean Mom.
It's trying to
Isn't that what that dumb fucking bitch hashtagged? Ocean Mom?
Yeah.
The mother that tried to drive her kids into the fucking ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Ocean Mom.
Yeah. This guy's better off with a judge, this guy's saying. Let me take a couple calls on this guy. Pistorius, right? Hey, Josh.
And I was going, the reason I say he's better off with a judge is exactly the judge knows the law. He knows what's reasonable doubt and what's not. That people might take emotion into affect it, and he might just say, "Oh, he killed that bitch." He killed that boss. And then where the judge is going to say, well, there's some doubt here, where the other people, the civilians won't say there's doubt and say he's guilty just because they don't like him.
Damn, you just turned me around on the whole thing.
Yep.
Good job.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right. I don't know.
Enjoy your warm day.
I actually did say he was better off with, oh no, I said he was, yeah, okay. All right, I got it now.
I think a jury is much more likely to be starstruck by him and let it go than a judge. Because a judge, even though a judge can see through and see reasonable doubt, a judge also knows what is not reasonable doubt. And I just personally think that he has a better shot, because he's such a hero in that country, that he has a better shot with a jury.
Like the OJ?
Yeah, or so many celebrities. Look at the celebrities here. I mean, you do go to jail sometimes, right? But look at how many of them get off. Like I don't think a judge is as likely to let a celebrity off because he's a celebrity. Because judges are worried about being second guessed by a higher court, right? Whereas a jury is not. Judges have a lot more on the line.
But they don't let that emotion in there, you know. Like people, they might look and say, you know, fuck this guy, you know. Like, that girl was beautiful. You know, oh, he killed her. He's a good-looking guy. He should fucking, you know, some guy on the jury that doesn't get laid. Sure. Just looking at this fucking beautiful girl, and this scumbag killed her?
Yeah.
Fucking put him away.
Plane dropped off radar with no distress signal.
No distress signal had been sent.
It's starting to, like, lean toward a little suicide action, possibly, too. They're at least exploring that angle.
Yeah.
What happened to that plane? Where is it?
They'll find it.
Yeah, they'll definitely find it.
They will.
It's not deep enough in that part of the ocean. They'll find it.
Yeah, they have to.
I think there'd be some debris.
Something, right?
Yeah, something.
It would break apart when it hits the water, obviously.
Yes.
So where's the floaty stuff?
Where is it?
Strange.
See,
in this day and age, too, it's been, what, 3 days now? 3.5 days? Something like that?
Long time.
Yes.
You see George Zimmerman get the Virgil treatment?
Yeah, no one came to his signing, like 20 people or something, at a gun show.
Oh, boy.
But they had to move it, right? Because people were kind of pissed off, so they moved his signing.
Yeah.
He actually sat there to signing at a gun show.
I think that's...
Jesus.
Because you're thinking about why he's famous.
Well, he needs money, probably. That's what it is. It's like, where's he going to work?
It's kind of creepy to get fame off this thing.
If he wants money, what he should do is write a book.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, you're going to write... If you're going to do something, write a book.
Exactly.
He doesn't have that many Twitter followers either. Like, not that that's the big thing, but you think, like, wow, he's this. Like, a lot of people like this guy, or surprisingly, I guess the lack of interest now that the case is passed.
He comes across a bit unlikable in general.
Yeah.
I think.
People don't like him.
Right?
A lot of people don't like him.
Even the gun guys, right?
Well, yeah, there's some gun people don't like him.
Yeah. I'm an attorney. Juries only decide questions of fact. Judges decide questions of law.
All right.
So.
Yeah, a judge is also, is able to overlook emotion and just say, hey, look.
This is what we're looking for.
They are much better at that.
Right.
But I also think that they're better at seeing the law and not allowing, and who knows?
It's an argument for both.
Yeah.
Both sides here.
Exactly.
Did he shoot high or did he only shoot low? That's a question, too, because he didn't say he had his stumps on, whatever, or he didn't have his things on.
Stumps.
But he was shooting low.
Yeah.
So a reasonable person could say if he was shooting low, he wasn't aiming to kill somebody.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
I don't know, but they said he shot her in the hip and stuff, but he might have been shooting down.
Yeah.
And I don't think he could expect to murder her if she was down.
Right.
So maybe he was trying to frighten her. I think he was probably trying to more scare her.
Was she on the toilet?
She was cowering on the floor, I think.
Oh, it's terrible.
I think on the floor.
When you try to just get up really high?
No, that's probably the best place to go.
Not if the guy has no legs. I would stand on. I would stand on the sink.
That's true. Stand on the sink. Yeah.
One of those furious arguments, man.
Furious anger.
Now, this. All right, let's get out of here, Jimmy. What do you got?
All right.
I have.
Thanks a lot, Frankie.
Yeah.
No love you miss it for you.
Go for you.
Virginia Beach, Funny Bone, March 20th through 22nd. April 11 and 12, I'm at Side Splitters in Tampa after the Cowhead Roast. April 24th through 27th, I'm here at Caroline's. And you can go to my website and...
Ooh. What's the matter, Jimmy?
Nothing.
Why?
What happened? I'm just fucking annoyed.
Are ya?
About what now? Or what? Just from the start of the show on, just what we discussed.
That whole
all fucking day.
Well, even though we'll probably get yelled at again, I know we had a good show today.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sam Roberts. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Carry the torch for us. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Opie and Anthony Show is drawn to a close. Stay tuned to reflect, relive, and get the story behind the story of the finest moments of today.